This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Can you say 3P? Union Scotties, WPIAL champions.
The Neshannock Lancers are PIAA Class 2A state champions once again.
Swing and a miss. The Union Scotties. It's double gold for the County of Champions.
Wilmington, your District 10 1A champ.
Makes the catch. Now we'll do it. Mohawk, back to back. Go celebrate.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
There he is. Left corner for three. He's the now all-time leading scorer.
Palmer McCain makes the catch. Somehow the adjustment, and he is going to take it to the house.
Francis Monitis works through Rinson. Has a chance. Score!
Off the tip of the glove of the first baseman, Benedict. That's recovered. And did they get her? They did!
He has wide open. Dave McKnight gets the touchdown.
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Coming to you live from the County of Champions for high school football here in the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. A pair of Week 1 county rivalries tonight as the Neshannock Lancers host the Union Scotties and the Laurel Spartans host the Mohawk Warriors. Tonight's broadcast, it's available at lcsportsnet.com, Facebook Live, streaming on X, the Trib Live High School Sports Network, the City View Sportscast, and the NFHS Network. It's all brought to you tonight by Maley Chiropractic, by MVP Insurance, by UPMC Orthopedic Care, by Castle Asphalt, by The Red Zone, by Medora Bauder Law, by attorneys Parada Jones McCree, by Nick's Auto Body, by Dorn Concrete, by Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, by Gem Builders and Creative Edge, by the Newcastle Transit Authority, by Pontius Insurance, Joseph's Marketplace, the Crane Room Grill, Works in Progress Paint Services, Sims Cafe, the City Rescue Mission, the Tri-County Principals Association, and the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Welcome here to our Castle Asphalt pregame show, Week 1, Game 2 of the 2025 season. Castle Asphalt, they've been in the paving and construction business for nearly 20 years using top-of-the-line equipment and resources, guaranteeing that your job is done correctly and efficiently. Innovative methods combined with years of experience. I'm James Dotson, here to get you ready for yet another trio of county matchups here in Lawrence County. Say what you will about Week 0. Yes, it's still called Week 0, unfortunately. But guess what? The non-conference game schedule that we've gotten last week and this week has been impeccable. For the second straight week, we have 3 games featuring county versus county teams that we likely would not have had otherwise to be able to start the year. So big kudos to the teams to get these Week 0 matchups, and then big kudos to the WPIAL for setting up a couple of, at least early on, of the local rivalries before we get into conference play in a few weeks. We will get you out to your game here shortly. Kickoff coming at the top of the hour. But we kick off here our pregame show and our preview with the Laurel Spartans hosting Mohawk tonight. Both teams coming off of a fantastic performance in the opening week. Lucas Santini, Bobby Fadden, both doing their thing behind center yet again. No surprise, the top 2 quarterbacks from last year, both returning for their senior year. Cash Stratton from the ground, though. How about 183 total yards for him for Mohawk? And then Colton Carlson, 190 yards of offense for the Spartans, each with 3 touchdowns. Those two at the top of the list for players of the week last week for sure. Maybe most impressively, though, was defense from both of those teams in the opening week. And with the likes of Dan Monaco, Jack Miles, they're going to be put to the test tonight, no doubt about it. Just looking at last year's game, 59 total points. Bobby Fadden had the late touchdown run being the game winner. He had about 300 yards of offense. Lucas Santini well over 300 passing yards in the game. I think we're going to be seeing plenty of fireworks tonight at Spartan Stadium. I'll be off joining Eric Thomas on the call for that one here in a few minutes. The other game that we'll have on our network here tonight, Union in their season opener traveling to take on Neshannock, 0-1. Banged up Lancer squad, it looked like at the end of the game last week. They're taking on a young Scotties team. They're expected to have maybe 4 or 5 freshmen rotating in and out of the lineup here this evening. Union, they were heavy underdogs in this game a year ago, let's be honest. But they actually took a lead into halftime a year ago. Neshannock ended up pulling away late, and that was kind of the story most of the year for Union. They led or were in a one-score game in 5 out of their 6 losses a year ago. Can they improve in finishing a game, playing the full 48 minutes? That'll be the first key for Union. Neshannock, on the other hand, looking to bounce back under the lights of Bob Ledge Stadium. Gino Mazzocco, probably the one you're going to see trying to take over a little bit. He threw for over 100 and ran for over 100 last year at Sox Russo Stadium. 5 total touchdowns in that game. Kickoff coming about 25 minutes away here on Lawrence County SportsNet. Tim Continenza and Lee Moan on the call for that one. 3 other games in the county tonight, though, as well. We'll take a look at the full schedule when our Castle Asphalt pregame show continues here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Thank you for calling Axe. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. Axe can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
I'm helping people. I'm getting them out of their house. I'm taking them to their doctors, to the grocery store.
They say I'm entertaining. Okay, we laugh, we joke, we sing, we tell stories.
They're like family to us.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call Axe today.
Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
Castle Asphalt and Construction. They know the importance of making a good first impression, and no matter how elegant your home or office may be, well, matching it with poor road surfaces can make your friends and potential clients regret making the trip. Get a free estimate at castleasphalt.com. As we continue on our Castle Asphalt pregame show, some teams had a great first impression last week. Some looking to make a great week one for a week of good impressions. The other 3 games across the county tonight. A third game featuring another in-county matchup. Elwood City traveling to Glen Pop Johnston Stadium, taking on Shenango. Both the Cats and Wolverines are looking for their first win of the season after suffering defeats last week. Nico DeSalvo, the quarterback for Shenango, had the lone touchdown for the Cats. Tyler Smiley had both touchdowns, the signal caller for the Wolverines, both of them coming on the ground. Our friends at ECS, Thad Sturgeon, Brad Winhurst, have the call of that one there at Glen Pop Johnston Stadium. Newcastle, a 12-0 impressive win over 5A Penn Hills a week ago. Now they hit the road, heading to Tony Dorsett Field, taking on the Hopewell Vikings. Viking quarterback James Armstrong had 3 touchdowns, ran for another one in a blowout win over Riverside a week ago. Marino Graham for the Canes accounted for both Newcastle touchdowns, one pass thrown to Chase Lemon for a score in that varsity debut for the freshman. And finally, District 10 Wilmington, they go out of conference, out of region, out of state, actually. They host Hubbard, Ohio, in the first game, official game, in the newly christened Terry Varelli Stadium. Looking at Hubbard, their quarterback, Braden Songer, he ran for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns in a shutout win a week ago. The Hounds have another tough challenge like they did last year. Hubbard, a really good team, one of the topper divisions in Ohio. Immediately after, though, it was a big Week 0 victory over Greenville in that D10 rematch where Chase Mitchelltree led with 180 yards and 2 scores. Both the Newcastle and Wilmington games are available to watch on the team huddle pages. Look for the Hopewell huddle page for the Newcastle game and the Wilmington huddle page for the Hounds. Round 2 of the 2025 football season begins in just about 20 minutes' time. But right now, time to head out to the broadcast booth. Enjoy the game that you're watching, whether it's Mohawk at Laurel, Union at Neshannock. Enjoy watching it here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Thank you, James. This is James Dotson here from Spartan Stadium, the Leonard E. Rich Athletic Complex, getting ready for tonight's game as the Laurel Spartans hosting the Mohawk Warriors. Both teams at 1-0 in overall play. Conference play still a couple of weeks away, but what is likely to be one of the top games of the season here in terms of county teams, two teams that are expected to be at or near the top of their classification, both in conference and then when it comes to playoff time. Crazy what this series history is. We'll look more into it, but here's what's on the line tonight. Mohawk can do something they have never done before. They have never in their history beaten Laurel in 3 consecutive seasons. If they were able to pull off a win tonight, that would be the feat for the first time ever. 3 consecutive wins against the Spartans. Eric Thomas will join us here in a moment as we get going and continue on our Castle Asphalt pregame show. We're going to take another quick break, come back, get you the starting lineups, keys to the game, and opening kickoff here from Spartan Stadium. You're watching on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and auto to life and commercial insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to mvpins.com or call today to get your free quote.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition. For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. It's Military Appreciation Night here at Spartan Stadium, just a few minutes away from opening kickoff, 15 minutes to be precise. The student section decked out in the red, white, and blue. You see the flag line out there right now for the Laurel Spartan Marching Band getting ready for pregame festivities. We will send it down to field level here momentarily. Lots of fun stuff coming up over the course of the pregame, not only with Military Appreciation Night, but there's also going to be a special ceremony. Stay tuned for that for the WPIAL and state track and field teams. The moral of the story in terms of the football game tonight, though, both teams coming in with impressive Week 0 Game 1 victories. Neshannock, the victims of Mohawk, 37-20 in the opening game for the Mohawk Warriors. Elwood City falls to Laurel, 43-14. And it's crazy the similarities when you look at the statistics more than anything. First, start with Mohawk. Cass Stratton, 183 total yards for the running back, 3 total touchdowns, 2 on the ground and 1 in the air. Colton Carlson for Laurel, 190 total yards, also 3 total touchdowns, 2 on the ground and 1 in the air. Quarterback's very efficient. Nathan Hill getting 2 rushing touchdowns for the Spartans. And on the other side, the quarterback, Bobby Fadden, getting 2 rushing touchdowns for Mohawk. Lucas Santini very efficient as the quarterback for Laurel. So what we have here are 2 teams coming off of a impressive opening week and looking to continue to improve. And these games in the end don't mean anything, but don't say that, especially when it comes to a Lawrence County rivalry. The gates backed up so far. The traffic backed up so far. Eric Thomas just now able to make his way into the building, understandably so. He said that. I'm thinking he actually may have been part of the little tailgate out front. I think somebody flagged him down to give him a couple of free hot dogs. That's my guess. But now, big thanks to him making the travels up. Give a shout out to our crew real quick. Ashley Pistachio and Garrett Dolan on the cameras here tonight. Jacob Walzer and Rob Nattell working the production end of things. Let's take a look, if we can, Mr. Nattell, at the series history here between these 2 teams, your AXE series notes. And it is quite interesting because when you've played 50 times, you figure you're going to have teams that are streaky one time or another. Laurel with the very decisive overall advantage. But get this, never has Mohawk specifically, won 3 games in a row against Laurel, and they have won each of the previous 2 seasons in the series, dating all the way back to 1961. But Mohawk, the impressive come-from-behind win late a year ago, and if we get the kind of fireworks that we had in that game a year ago, 300-plus yards passing for Lucas Santini, Bobby Fadden running all over the place, over 150 yards, and he had 2 or 3 touchdowns as well. I think that alone is going to be enough to say why we will have a fantastic game here tonight as well. We'll get the official keys to the game, but it's going to be the biggest key of which team defensively can get the stops when they need them most. We're going to take one more quick timeout. We'll come back with the national anthem and get your starting lineups and your LGKG Advantage keys to the game. Back when we return to the moment, Laurel-Mohawk on Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Tonight, someone is cold, hungry, and forgotten. At City Rescue Mission, we're more than a shelter. We're a bright beacon of light in our community, serving those in need to make our community stronger and healthier. We offer real help and real hope, and that hope is Jesus. We serve him by serving others in love, grace, mercy, and compassion. But we can't do it without you. Be the reason someone's story is rewritten in Christ. Give today at cityrescuemission.org.
At Medore Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medore, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at medorebonnerlaw.com for more information.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
Back here at Spartan Stadium, just about 10 minutes. Back here at Spartan Stadium, your national anthem and alma mater for the Laurel High School Marching Band. We're going to send it right back down to field level, though, as they're going to have a special ceremony for the Laurel Spartan track and field team.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we would like to honor the Laurel High School Prize WPIAL champions of the past historical track season. To start our festivities, we will honor the girls 4x4 relay team. The ladies in this team were named to the PA Split All-State second team and the gold of the WPIAL championship meet and about 26th of the PA state meet. This season, the ladies broke the 4x4 relay skill record previously set in 1985 with a time of 3 minutes, 59 seconds, and 95 100s, 3:59.95. Additionally, these ladies also had tremendous individual seasons as well. Presenting the rings, the first 3 members of the 4x400 meter relay is girls head coach Heather McCusick. The first leg of the 4x4 was sophomore Kylie Ruperto, who medaled at the WPIAL meet and competed at the PIAA state meet in the 200-meter dash. Kylie is the daughter of Mike and Michelle Ruperto. The second leg of the 4x4 relay team was junior Kara Young, who broke the school record this season in a triple jump and competed at the WPIAL meet. Kara is the daughter of Meg and Todd Young. The third leg of the 4x4 this year was another junior, Alexis Sherry, who tied the school record in high jump and medaled at both the WPIAL and state meet. Alexis is the daughter of Ben and Katie Sherry. The final leg of the 4x4 was Tori Atkins, whom we will be talking about in a minute. Congratulations, ladies. Alexis Geiwitz had a remarkable season in the shot put. After medaling at the WPIAL and state meet in 2024, Alexis had her eyes set on gold this year. At the WPIAL Championships, Alexis threw 41 feet 10 inches, breaking her own school record and claiming gold in the shot. At the state meet, Alexis threw over 41 feet again, and that throw got her a PIAA state championship. Alexis is the daughter of Josh and Katie Geiwitz. Congratulations, Alexis Geiwitz, and best of luck defending the shot put state title in your upcoming senior season. Presenting Alexis with her ring is throwing coach Brian Cooper. Tori Atkins, over her 4-year career, set 5 school records across multiple events and established herself as one of the most dominant performers in program history. Tori holds the WPIAL record in the 400-meter run and set meet records in the 200-meter dash, 400-meter run, and 1,600-meter relay at 4 different invitational meets. At the WPIAL Championships, Atkins won gold in both the 200-meter dash and the 400-meter run 4 years in a row, becoming the only athlete to do so in any event in the history of the WPIAL. Her senior season witnessed one of the most remarkable performances in WPIAL history as Atkins won gold in all 4 events she competed in. Tori was also a 2-time PIAA state champion in the 400-meter run, winning the title in back-to-back years. Overall, Tori won 14 WPIAL medals, with 10 of them being gold, and 14 state medals. For all her success, Atkins was named Lawrence County Athlete of the Year 3 years in a row, and will be competing at the collegiate level at Youngstown State University. Laurel has made a display that will be hung in the school that lists all of her accomplishments, and that will also be presented to her tonight. Tori is the daughter of Todd and Teresa Atkins. Presenting Tori her ring is foot coach Scott Stoddard. Great job to all of our WPIAL champions.
Great ceremony for the Laurel track and field team, and you heard it all there, the accolades for the historic, to say the very least, legendary Tori Atkins. As we wrap up here our Castle Asphalt pregame show, visit castleasphalt.com for more information and to request a free estimate for commercial or residential asphalt paving, commercial site work, or commercial line striping. Let's bring in Eric Thomas. We're going to be a couple minutes late on kickoff here, but well worth it after that ceremony, and well worth the wait with these two teams coming to battle here tonight.
Yeah, it really is, and should be a good matchup for week number 2 or week number 1, however your math shakes out here in the Lawrence County area, and 2 teams that we think are going to be in the mix the rest of the way, and a very impressive week 0 game for Laurel last week on the road at Elwood City and Mohawk. Did the damage to Neshannock at home last week. So both these teams come in off monster wins in week number 0. Last 5 games against Mohawk, this Laurel team averaging 30 points a game. Last year at Mohawk, almost knocked them off behind the arm of Lucas Santini. They're going to, hopefully you would think at least, the plan to be a little bit more balanced in this game here tonight, and we'll see how it all goes. But this ought to be a pretty good one here tonight.
Military Appreciation Night again, so let's give our Military Appreciation shout out. How about to it's Nadia Lape tuning in all the way from Fort Still, Oklahoma. thank you for your service. Glad to have you on board. Glad you're tuning in, and a little loving on both sides. Former runner for Mohawk, but also Mr. Kirkley, the principal here at Laurel. So I'm sure I know where your allegiances are, Nadia, but it's going to be a fun one nonetheless, as captains just met at midfield for the ceremonial toss. By the way, your captains, Casey Wilson, J.J. McBride, Lucas Santini, and Jack Miles. For Mohawk, Joey Nail, Cass Stratton, Dan Monaco, and Bobby Fadden. Laurel electing to defer. Interesting. I wonder how that would go, Eric, because of the fact that you have two high-powered offenses going at it.
Get your defense on the field first and set the tone is what they probably are looking to do here, and this should be a pretty good test for this Mohawk offense. So Laurel will kick it away, and Mohawk will be on offense first. Back deep to receive for the Warriors. Bobby Fadden is on the far side. And on the near side, I believe we have a new number for the Warriors this week.
I will confirm that.
So we don't have a 26 on our roster, so we'll check and see who that is, but we are set to go here.
Hey, I got to give love real quick, though. How about a score update before we even kick off? Neshannock already up with a touchdown in the first play from scrimmage against Union.
A big start for them. Tony Guywise will kick it away for the Spartans, and we are underway on a gorgeous 60-degree night here at Laurel, and that will be off the hands and in the end zone for the touchback. So Mohawk is going to start 1st and 10 from its own 20-yard line. That was Brennan Conti who was back there for the return, and we'll get a look at Bobby Fadden and this Mohawk offense first here tonight.
So your Crane Room starting lineups, Bobby Fadden is the quarterback, Cass Stratton the running back. You'll see Joey Nail at tight end. Corey Fennell, Landon Argero, and Cole McDaniel are the receivers. And on the offensive line, left to right, is Dan Monaco, Joe Rosick, Franklin Kelly, Trey Gangone, and Braden Radsminski.
Big offensive line, big experience line. And on the other side, opposite them, one of the better lines we have in Lawrence County. 1st and 10 for Mohawk, as Fadden will operate out of the gun from his own 20-yard line. Play number 1, they'll hand it off to Stratton, banging around, trying to bounce to the outside right, and then he's pushed back towards the original line of scrimmage and stopped there for no gain as we're just underway.
They're going to give him a loss of 1 on that first play there from scrimmage. Right in the middle is that defensive line. Let's look at those defensive starters brought to you by the Crane Room Grill. Casey Wilson and Kevin Mahoney in the middle of that line. Tyler Fuchs and Alex Medved are the ends. You'll see Lewis Weiher, Jack Miles, Colton Carlson, Ethan Hamilla at the linebacker, and in the secondary, Braden Faulkner, Tony Guywitz, and J.J. McBride. Battle in the trenches. We're going to be talking about that a lot here tonight, and we'll talk about that here in a moment with our advantages of the game.
Fad on 2nd down, operates out of the gun once again. Mohawk, first possession of the night. Nail, slight motion, comes to the near side of the formation. Fadden looks. Going to throw it, sidearms it, catch is made by Nail as he moves his way upfield towards the 30, and he stopped there after a 10-yard gain. Won't give him 11 yards, close to it anyway. It should be close to a first down, but they're going to say just shy. And
no, he's past the 30.
We'll get it, yeah. They will give it to him, so it's a first down.
Well, the family affair, they had to make sure all was good. Our officiating crew tonight is a family affair. Chris Healy Sr. is the referee. Chris Healy Jr. is the umpire. Frank Healy is the side judge. Caleb Healy is the field judge. Joining the Healy family is Robert Emus, the line judge, and the head linesman is Mary Lococo.
1st and 10 for Mohawk from their own 31-yard line, just underway here. Sun sets here at Laurel High School, 60 degrees at kickoff. They'll hand it to Stratton, trying to sweep around that right end. He turns upfield, and he is cracked hard as he made the turn by Ethan Hamilla, who makes the initial contact. Stratton gets a solid gain. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 5.
So Tyler Fuchs, the sophomore D-end on that play, doesn't get credit with a tackle, but he's the reason why that play was able to be held really to just the 4-yard pickup, because he made that play stretch out as much as he could, forcing Stratton kind of having to retreat before going forward. Good job to cut it upfield when he was able to do so, but Fuchs really kept that from being a much, much potential bigger gain because there was room on that far side.
Winds out of the north at 6 miles an hour here tonight. It's going to get a little chilly before we're done.
Already is.
Yeah, it's unseasonably cool here. in northwestern Pennsylvania. As Fadden takes the shotgun snap, he hands it off to Stratton once again, picking his way and carrying the defender, the big guy, Casey Wilson, as he drags him across the 40 to the 41, and another Mohawk first down as we're almost 3 minutes into this first quarter.
Yeah, beautiful job. Sidesteps immediately to the right and then is able to avoid that first rusher, and then a quick step forward to get into, into the plus territory and getting the first down.
This Mohawk team the last 5 years has gotten better and better running the football. Back in 2020, they averaged only 86 yards rushing a game. They're up to 172 now as of last season. A big rushing performance a week ago in the win over Neshannock, over 200 yards, spearheaded by Stratton, who is now the #1 option in that backfield for Bobby Fadden. Fadden's going to play fake to him, roll out, backpedaling, pressure coming. Fadden fakes. Oh, he lost him. He's going to launch it down the field, looking for Fennell, and it's almost intercepted as Tony Geiwitz with the coverage deep. Fadden with an excellent job that time to shake off Alex Medved with that little hesitation move, and then the good coverage down the field, and that falls incomplete.
That looked like a crossover dribble in basketball, the way that he just kind of lost him and broke the ankles, really, of the defender trying to chase him from behind. But really give credit to Corey Fennell, because he did the right thing. Your quarterback scrambles out of the pocket, you go deep, but the ball was underthrown. He played defensive back and knocked it away before Geiwitz could get the pick.
Second down from the 41 for Mohawk. Again, first possession of the night. This is the 6th play of the drive. We open things up here tonight. Fadden will fake to nobody. Now he options out to the near side, and Stratton trying to get to the outside. Had a block for a minute. That door shuts rather quickly as Jack Miles flies in there. Had some help that time, but Miles was the last guy in there to clean up the play, and that'll bring up third down.
Loss of 2. Ethan Miller was the one who lost him first there, and then Jack Miles, who is going to be the all-time leader in terms of tackles at the end of his brilliant career here, is going to be the program's leader for sure. Both he and Colton Carlson actually have a chance to both surpass the former tackles record in the end, but those two from the middle linebacker position have just been stellar their entire careers here at Laurel.
So early third down here for Mohawk from the 40. A couple of good plays to get in position here, but now they face a third down once again. Motion away from us. Fadden going to throw it on third down, steps up. Now he backpedals, trying to get out of that pocket and does so. Shakes loose out of 1. Fires on the run down the field. The catch is made by Fennell.
Did he hold on to it?
I don't know. They're going to say, yes, he did, and it's a first down for the Warriors as Fennell comes back to get the ball and converts on 3rd and long.
Wow, so that's going to go down as a 21-yard completion to Fennell, and right there is just proof of what Bobby Fadden can do. Extend a play. It is so tough to defend receivers in general, but when they have that much time, 4, 5, 6 seconds, just extending the play, great job again coming to your quarterback and giving him an availability to make that third down conversion.
1st and 10 from the Laurel 40-yard line. As James mentioned, a 21-yard completion on 3rd and 11 as Mohawk continues to move it here. Opening drive of the night now in Laurel territory. Fadden taking his time.
Yeah, still 7 on the play clock.
Going to hand off. No, he's going to keep. Good fake that time, but nobody fell for it. As once again, there's big Casey Wilson along with Jack Miles and Jackson McVicker in there on the stop for the Spartans.
Yeah, but they are going to get a flag on the play. I wonder if somebody ended up getting the face mask there.
See the discussion there among the family dinner. This is going to go against Laurel.
Ooh, and a personal foul nonetheless. So first penalty of the game. Well, he signaled personal foul, but they marked off just 5 yards. So 1st and 5. Gotta like what they've done, though, here on this opening drive. You know, methodical, no panic. I mean, you lose a couple of yards and you are still able to convert on a third down. This has been textbook, already 5 minutes off the clock, too, in this opening drive.
Landon Wallace is the deep man, top of your screen. Fadden on 1st and 5 now from the 35. Stratton stays in the game behind him. They'll hand it to Stratton. Cash dances around, comes back towards the middle of the field, trying to break loose. He does. 1 to beat. Carlson drags him down from behind, but it's going to set up 1st and goal right outside the 5 or right on the 5-yard line for Mohawk with 6:29 to go in the opening quarter.
It's just a jump to the left, and then a step to the right, and then an explosion right up the gut. Unbelievable. Quick feet there for Cash Stratton. He is cash money. A 30-yard pickup makes it 1st and goal.
About a month away from that dance, huh?
No, it feels like it, though, tonight, does it not?
Sure
this does not feel like the end of August. This does feel like we should be doing the time warp 2 months ahead to the end of October.
1st and goal now with 6:09 to go. Clock runs here. First drive is Mohawk's eaten up over almost half of the quarter here, and it will be half here in another second, and it is. Fadden on 1st and goal, trying to get the first touchdown of the night. Bobby going to look, steps up. Bobby breaks out to the right, cuts, spins, dances, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run by Bobby Fadden. And with 5:46 to go in the opening quarter, it is Mohawk who takes the opening kick and marches 80 yards for a 6-0 lead.
3rd touchdown run of the year, 22nd rushing score of his career. Man, he made it look easy. He took a beating on his way into the end zone there, but spun out of the tackle and then reaches over at the last second into pay dirt. He will now be the holder on the extra point. Andrew Lloyd will attempt it, the snap from Redzminski. Low snap, it's going to get away from Fadden here, Eric.
Going to pick it up, try to make something happen. Bobby's going to have to get rid of it, and he's being dragged down from behind. There's Miles once again who flies in there to stop it, so we'll stay at 6-0 with 5:46 to go in the opening quarter. An 80-yard drive by Mohawk as they go right down the field for the first score of the night. Laurel on offense coming up next. You're watching high school football on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
From high school to the pros and everything in between, you're listening to City View Sportscast, part of the iMedia One network.
Nine-play, 80-yard drive in 6 minutes and 14 seconds for Mohawk, capped by a 5-yard touchdown run by Bobby Fadden. Extra point failed, so it's 6-0 Warriors here early on.
Your Joseph's Marketplace drive summary. 9 plays, 80 yards, taking 6 minutes and 14 seconds off of the clock on the 5-yard touchdown run from Bobby Fadden. Check out the cafe and bakery section, family owned and operated. See what's cooking today at Joseph's Marketplace.
End over end kickoff going to sail down towards the corner. And coming back towards the near side. Good return by
Ball's loose.
Braden Faulkner. It is loose near the 45. Mohawk signaling from the sideline that they have it, and let's see, they uncork the pile.
It is Laurel football.
It is going to stay Laurel football, so a huge break for the Spartans there. This is a good return by Faulkner, but it's almost disastrous at the end here.
Yeah, and honestly, it didn't even hit the ball. Somebody grabbed the jersey, and that tug was enough to just kind of have the ball almost in a whiplash action, ripped forward and out of them, but able to fit back on it. Let's take a look at one of our Nick's Auto Body impact players you trust here today, Lucas Santini. Efficient, 6 of 11, over 100 yards, a touchdown and an interception. It's whether they can cut down on the interceptions this season. Both of these quarterbacks, really. I think whatever one of them can do that more successfully, especially here tonight, will be the more effective team.
Nathan Hill in the backfield. Good to see him get back on the field last week in their win over Elwood City, and he's going to get the carry right off the bat, and he's going to get met by a slew of white shirts as he tries to feed his way in the middle as Stratton and Nail and company are there for the stop. It is a short gain that time of 2, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 8.
Let's look at the rest of the starting lineup again, brought to you by the Crane Room Grills. Grab a seat in the bar, dining room, the loft, down on the patio, or place a to-go order as well. Your offensive line for Laurel: Caden Gnarly, Tyler Fuchs, Kevin Mahoney, Alex Medved, Casey Wilson. The receivers are Mason Moser, Tony Guyowitz, and Josh Sherman. You'll see Jack Miles as an H-back with Colton Carlson, Nathan Hill, the running back, and Santini at QB.
High snap, and Santini corrals it, hands off to Hill, and he gets a 2nd straight carry across the 50 into Mohawk territory to the 48. That's another 5-yard gain that time for Hill.
Snaps were definitely an issue last week, Eric, for Laurel, including one on a punt snap that lost him about 25 yards, and actually, I believe that's 25 yards against what Colton Carlson would have had otherwise. So keep that in mind. We've seen 2 high snaps here right off the bat from the Laurel centerman, Kevin Mahoney.
Hill last week, 6 carries, 17 yards. Of course, he missed the entire season in 24 with a knee injury that he suffered during the run-up to the regular season. And Laurel, well documented, had to change a lot of their offense, and that's why they had some struggles early. And there is a big-time struggle as McDaniel flies into the backfield and throws Hill down for a loss, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Fear the spear. Look at this hit as we watch it on our LCAP instant replay, and the celebration after. McDaniel just coming right through, and I'll tell you what, he nearly got it before Hill was able to even retrieve the handoff.
Takes the ball back to the 50, so a 3-and-out for Laurel as they'll punt it away, and it's Fadden who is back deep to receive.
Lone return man standing at his 10. Colton Carlson was the all-conference punter a year ago, but also very athletic. Watch him to maybe go for a run.
And he's going to take off. Carlson with space. Carlson, the 1st down as he is across the 40, inside the 40 to the 37-yard line of the Warriors.
Well, it took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, that's something you got to be ready for with both of these teams. It's Bobby Fadden, who's the punter on the other end, and both of these coaches basically give almost free reign to their seniors of like, hey, if you see the opening and you can get that 1st down, you go for it. And especially that, cutting from midfield, it's not the worst thing if you don't make it. I mean, yeah, you give them decent field position, but now you've got some life in this team after that pickup of 13 yards.
Carlson was also All-State honorable mention a season ago. Single A's. They go back to the ground on 1st down.
Hill's 4th carry now. That was a 4-yard pickup. But what you notice there, instead of spreading it out, now they switch it completely around. They go to the Rochester-style T formation. And you saw that a little bit last week. But when you got the athletes of Hill in the middle between a Jack Miles and a Colton Carlson, good luck picking which one's going to be getting it.
T formation behind Santini. Hill lost the ball. It's picked up by Mohawk, and it's McDaniel who's going to return it to the 40-yard line. So 2 fumbles, the one recovered by Laurel on the kickoff, and that time Hill, who had space, McDaniel's there again. He strips him, and Mohawk is going to take back over with 2:29 left.
Yeah, take a look here at your LCAP instant replay. And again, just kind of lost it without really much contact. Right as the handoff, just wasn't able to secure it there in the breadbasket. First Medore Bonner Law change in possession of the game.
2:29 to go in the first, and Mohawk will take over at their own 40-yard line. So after the fake punt, a couple of good runs by Hill to get him going. The loss, though, McDaniel setting up that 4th down. 2 big plays by him on that drive defensively for Mohawk. Warriors in the driver's seat here, up 6-0, and looking for more as Tim McCutcheon scrambling. One of the coaches was scrambling down the sideline for Mohawk to call a timeout with 2:28 left. It'll be a Pontius Insurance timeout online at pontiusinsurance.com.
Yeah, give Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, or Tracy Giddings a call. Request a quote for auto, home, business, or life insurance. Let's take a look at the Mohawk impact player, and how can you not go with what Bobby Fadden has done. Nick's Auto Body Impact Players, players you trust. From a scratch to a dent to a major repair, Nick's your man. Request an estimate online or visit them on South Mill Street in Newcastle. Nick's Auto Body. Trust your body in our hands, and we certainly trust what you have with the there's Lucas Santini's numbers again. We'll pull up the numbers last week. Nearly 200 yards of offense altogether for Bobby Fadden a week ago, and I think that's saying something too. And again, the efficiency of both quarterbacks in those numbers, Eric, I think is what was most telling. 63% throwing in high school football and no interceptions, 180 passing and 80 rushing yards to go with it as well.
Yeah, he's going to be the catalyst, and so much talked about in the preseason with this Mohawk team a season ago. So you get a good look there at Cash Stratton and the offense coming back out for the Warriors about last year, and the coach is questioning the leadership of this team, and they seem like they're in a much better mindset, a much better place here a year later. And Fadden, if he can continue to play like that and cut down on the mistakes that he had a season ago, that is going to go a long way in what is a wide open 2A field. 1st and 10 from the 40 now, out of the timeout. And Fadden fakes it, going to air it out once again. Little wobbly throw, looking for Fennell underneath of it. Fennell actually lost it there for a moment. That was tipped by Faulkner, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Good coverage again. We do have a flag down way down in the secondary right where the play took place. Boy, that's going to be a late call, too.
Yeah, I didn't see much contact at the end. If anything, maybe on the offensive player coming back, maybe have initiated more contact. We'll have to wait for the official call.
Yeah, if anything, that should, you would think anyway, be offensive interference. That looked like clean coverage by Faulkner. Oh, and it's against Laurel. How about that? Boy, that is an awfully, awfully late call.
Now, while they mark it off, let's take a look at some of our advantages. The LGKG home team advantage, your keys to the game for money. For Mohawk, it's cash money in Monaco. It's a Monte Carlo reference there for the running game of the Mohawk Warriors. And obviously, Bobby being Bobby, extends the play. He gets a touchdown for him as well. Laurel, it's the linebackers. They've made some great plays already, and we've seen some multiple formations coming out of the Laurel Spartans as well, but a turnover early has hurt them.
Tough break for Laurel there after the penalty. It's 1st down for Mohawk to the ground, and Stratton spins around and is taken down after a nice gain on 1st down by Jackson McVicker. Maybe a 4-yard gain, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 6 as we wind down at 2 minutes to go here in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, but a fast-moving 1st quarter, to say the very least here, Eric. And all you can say right now is that it is complete advantage right now on the ground game for Mohawk. They are controlling the trenches here in the early going. That was one that we were really going to be interested to see, is how these two offensive lines, both stellar, were going to be competing against each other.
It's officially a gain of 3 for Stratton that time. Fadden once again out of the shotgun. He's got Stratton behind him, and that is Nail in motion. On 2nd down for this Mohawk offense, up 6-0. To the ground again in Stratton. Trying to get him through the middle there, and Miles and Hamilla will team up once again as we get down to 1:20 to go here in the 1st.
Well, I'll tell you what, the addition of a running game, more consistent running game for both of these teams this season is why this game is moving as quickly as it is, already down to just over a minute to play here in the opening frame. Remember, last year, Laurel had just 24 rushing yards in this game. Part of it was that they weren't running the ball very well last year. Part of it was because Lucas Santini was going all out, 330-plus yards in the contest.
And remember, that was a week after they could do nothing on offense in the opener against Elwood City till the very tail end of the game when they came to life and forced overtime. 3rd down and 4 under a minute to go. Nail in motion once again. Laurel showing pressure off the edge here, and we get a flag dropped on the far sideline.
And I thought somebody had jumped into the neutral zone. It wasn't the official on the near side who saw it. It was somebody on the official on the far side who saw the neutral zone infraction. So that's going to be another penalty-induced 1st down.
Yeah, it looked like Jackson McVicker might have flinched across that line.
So 2nd penalty resulting in a 1st down for Mohawk here on this drive.
And they will walk off the 5 yards, and it will be a 1st down for the Warriors with 32.1 to go.
Those keys to the game, again, brought to you by Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George. They've been Lawrence County's attorneys for over 90 years. Get the home team advantage with their law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers. Visit them online at lgkg.com.
Clock continues to wind down to 22 seconds now here in the first quarter. Mohawk does have to run a play. There's about a 5-second difference between the play and game clock here as Fadden tries to hustle and get set down to 4. Fadden, Stratton, middle again, spun around and speared inside the 35 down to the 32. So it's a 2-yard gain, and that'll be the final play of the opening 12 minutes. A 5-yard touchdown run by Bobby Fadden, our only scorer, but a turnover by Laurel has Mohawk driving once again. 6-0 after 1 here in the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Attorneys Parada, Jones, and McCree are dedicated to giving their clients the best chance at a positive result. From personal injury law, criminal and corporate law, real estate, to wills and estates, their team will work with you through every stage of the legal process. Visit lawpjm.com for your free case evaluation. With Parada, Jones, and McCree, excellence is our guarantee.
So we'll start the second quarter here from Laurel High School. Again, a gorgeous night here, gorgeous Friday night. A little chilly for late August as we hit Labor Day weekend. 6-0 Mohawk after a Bobby Fadden 5-yard touchdown run, but the Warriors are driving here on 2nd down and 8 from the Laurel 32-yard line. Eric Thomas alongside James Dotson here tonight. We're glad to have you along on the Lawrence County Sports Network for week number 1 of high school football action.
Yeah, been a blast so far this year. Great matchups these first 3 weeks, especially with lots of county rivals going at it, and it's just the way we like it. It's the way it should be. You should have the local teams playing. That's the beauty of the non-conference and week 0 abilities for these teams to do just that.
2nd down and 8 for Mohawk as we start the second. Fadden slings it. It's intercepted. Geiwitz, and he's got space. Geiwitz up the sideline into Mohawk territory. Down the sideline, and he's out of bounds inside the 45 at the 41 of the Warriors. And now we got a turnover apiece, and Laurel gets it right back 12 seconds into the second.
Well, a good idea on the slant, but just stepping in front of it, reading it the whole way there was the sophomore Tony Geiwitz, and returns it about 45 yards in the plus territory. Another Medora Bonner Law change in possession. Make sure you protect your possessions at MedoraBonnerLaw.com, a community firm with personal connection and individualized service.
Officially marked at the 41-yard line, so there is Fadden's first of the night. First mistake of the night by the Warriors as they go back to Hill on the ground, picking his way and fighting his way down to the 35 on a 6-yard gain. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
He already has as many carries here tonight as he had the entirety of the opening week. And this is somebody who they were really excited to get back, not only because of his running game, but also because of what he can provide in the secondary. Haven't seen him much on defense yet this year, but part of it is because you got some of the young guys like Tony Geiwitz jumping up and doing big things like that, getting the interception. I mean, he jumped like he was at the pole vault where he plays 7th in the WPIAL this year.
2nd down and 4 for Laurel. Santini and company on the move here in Mohawk territory at the 35. Luca to throw it on 2nd. Going to lob it down the field. Looking for Carlson. Makes the catch. Dives for the goal line. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. What a response by Laurel. Luca Santini. 35 yards to Colton Carlson. And Laurel has tied it up at 6.
Well, he had the step, and talk about dropping it in a bucket with a perfect, a dime from Luca Santini for the touchdown. 2nd touchdown catch of the season. He went over 1,000 career receiving yards last week. That's his 12th career receiving touchdown, and an extra point away from potentially taking an early lead.
Maya Jarrett to kick the point after last week, 5 of 6 against Elwood City. She'll get her first attempt here tonight. And the kick is away, and it is true. So 11 minutes to go until the half. How about a two-play drive after the turnover by Fadden? A 35-yard perfect pass from Santini to his top target, Colton Carlson, and Laurel has a 7-6 lead. You're watching high school football coverage on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Hey, Mom, do you need a ride to the store today?
Oh, no thanks, hon. I got it covered. Mike's taking me.
Okay, well, you have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, right? I can take you to that.
No, I got it covered too. Mike's taking me.
Mike?
Yes, Mike's my Axe driver. Picks me up right at my door and even helps carry my groceries. It's so convenient to schedule and ride with Axe. Wish I would have called him sooner.
Okay, Mom. Sounds like you got it covered.
I have an apple pie ready to eat. How about you help me with that?
Lucas Santini, a 35-yard touchdown pass to Colton Carlson. Your Joseph's Marketplace drive summary: 2 plays, 41 yards in 48 seconds after the Bobby Fadden interception. That is your Joseph's Marketplace drive summary, and Laurel has a 7-6 lead.
Yeah, stop by in the morning and figure out what you need to take for your fantasy football draft or your Labor Day party festivities over the weekend. Joseph's Marketplace, something's always cooking. And the new cafe is all over the place as well. High short kick here, Eric, could be trouble.
It's going to be fielded and then taken out of bounds over on the far side by Conti, and that's where Mohawk will start 1st and 10. Now in a 1-point hole here in the second quarter.
If you're Mohawk, I don't think you should be in any sort of panic mode. I think you just play your game because you've been moving the football just fine. Assisted by a couple penalties here and there, but you give up the interception. Yeah, obviously that hurts. Get right back to Mohawk football. That run game has been pretty stellar so far. Keep playing your game.
Third possession for the Warriors here tonight. First one ended in a touchdown with Fadden from 5 yards out. That was a nice 9-play, 80-yard drive. They're going to have to do it in 76 here to retake the lead with 11 minutes to go in the first half. Fadden with Stratton behind him. We got flags all over the place.
First penalty against the Mohawk Warriors for illegal procedure. Coming up at the half, we'll have our UPMC halftime show. UPMC is Lawrence and Mercer County's local choice for advanced orthopedic care, getting you back on your feet faster. Visit them online, upmc.com, and find a doctor near you.
1st and 15 now for Mohawk as they try to reclaim the lead here. Fennell, bottom of your screen. Fadden in the shotgun. There's Nail, the little motion once again. Fadden the snap, the handoff. No, he keeps it. Bobby steps back, fires down the field. Too high that time for the intended receiver, Layden Argero. That'll bring up 2nd down. Colton Carlson and company on the coverage that time. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Yeah, Argero took a beating on that one, had the sky up to try to snag it, and it went through his hands. He was open, but having to fire it with a man in his face, Fadden just left it a little bit high. Couple early score updates coming through. Elwood City leading Shenango 7-0 early second quarter there. Newcastle trails Hopewell in the second quarter 14-0. That's a Hopewell team that put a licking on Riverside a week ago.
Second and 15 now for Mohawk. Fadden and company trying to get back at it here. Snap, Fadden's going to spin the ball. Now he takes off, dancing around, waiting, firing off his back foot. Catch made over the middle. Argero breaking to the outside, back inside, and he's got close to a first down, about 3 yards shy of the sticks for Argero. Good job by Fadden to buy time that time, let the route develop, and then he finds Argero, who he mistimed with on the previous play.
Now, the best play of the game for Mohawk really consistently has been the extended play. Fadden just kind of dancing around in the pocket and keeping things going as best as they can, as it is getting chillier and chillier. That is a kickoff temperature of 61. We've already dropped probably 5 or 6 degrees from there. It's supposed to get down to, what, 42 tonight?
Yeah, 50s, low 50s before we're done here tonight. It is unbelievable the weather has shifted here for Labor Day weekend. It's 3rd and 2 now with 10 minutes to go until halftime. Fadden going to pull it down, take off, and that hole is plugged very quickly by the green shirts in the middle.
Yeah, not fooled at all on the design quarterback draw there, Eric. They stacked it up, nowhere really to go. Credit Kevin Mahoney of really eating up a lot of space there against his fellow number 60, Trey Gangone.
And Tyler Fuchs in on the stop that time. It'll be 4th down and 2, and Mohawk is going to punt it away. At least we think.
Right, exactly. We've already seen it once.
It's a wobbly snap to Fadden, who's going to rugby-style boot it away, and it is going to take a Mohawk bounce. Nice job by Fadden. That's going to be down at the 31 of Laurel, and that's where the Spartans will put it in play. 1st and 10 is Cash Stratton, the first guy down there to put hands on it. Now Laurel's going to have a chance to extend their lead here with 9:06 to go in the first half.
So many great ways LCAP's improving the quality of life in and around Lawrence County. Medical Assistance Transportation Program. LCAP can assist with mileage reimbursement for medical appointments. They can even assist in signing up for the door-to-door transportation services provided through the AXE buses. Just make sure you specifically request Tim Continenza not be your driver. We kid. Our colleague Tim Continenza there at Bob Legge Stadium. Last score we had there was 7-0 Lancers over Union in that one.
1st and 10 for Santini and company. Handoff Hill, banging around the right side and taken down inside that hash. Stop made by Dan Monaco that time. You know, these two teams, James, not the deepest in terms of who they can tap into, but I'll tell you, for the 11 that play on either side, just quality everywhere for this teams.
Dan Monaco, 5th place in the shot put on the defensive line there for Mohawk. How about Kevin Mahoney? 2nd in the shot put, 3rd in the discus. He's the center for Laurel. Casey Wilson on the wrestling team, 5th place at the heavyweight division. Colton Carlson, WPIAL 3rd place in the 215 weight bracket. You got muscle, you got strength all over the field.
Low snap, Santini going to air it out once again. Looking deep, coverage down there. Fennell with hands all over, and he's going to get called for pass interference going against Carlson, and that'll be a 1st down for Laurel with 8:15 to go. And I'll tell you, 2 passes here tonight, and Santini just looks like a much stronger, smoother quarterback on his deep ball. That is a pretty deep ball as he tries to stay in sync with his top target.
College or pros, you can maybe make the argument if you're Mohawk that the ball could have been considered uncatchable. No such thing in high school, and I think part of the reason why it was uncatchable was because of the interference down the field, moving it into plus territory.
So 1st and 10 now from just over midfield at the 48 of the Warriors. Santini will be under center this time, the T formation behind him, and he will go to the ground. And Carlson this time, right side. Colton picking his way inside the 45, and he's down to the 42, call it the 43-yard line for a 5-yard gain. Once again on 1st down, a 5-yard gain.
But that's the beauty of that, T formation. You can do a lot of misdirection out of it, or in that case, it's basically like a student body right, because the other 2 backs in the backfield just become lead blockers. And against Elwood City, every 1st down felt like plus yardage. It was always 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, 2nd and 6. Just like in this one here, going to be a 2nd down and 6 to go.
Santini once again, they go back to the ground. And this is now where they start to mix it up here with the ball carriers, as Miles is going to get his first carry of the night. And there's not much there for Big Jack. That's going to bring up a 3rd down. You mentioned the guys up front on the offensive line, and not only excellent track, more so field guys in the throws. 3 of those guys also have 3 of the top throws in Laurel history.
Yeah.
And that all happened last year.
Look at Miles right there. I mean, he was a finalist for the jab, finished 7th in the discus at the WPILs last year. Another one of those 3-sport athletes. We love seeing them. They're all over the field.
It's a 1-yard gain that time, so it's 3rd and 4. Santini empties the backfield. Luca going to air it out, throws over the middle, catch made. 1st down for Laurel, still fighting for the sticks is Miles, but he'll have the 1st down for the Spartans with 7:05 to go in the 1st half.
Yeah, I love it there, just knowing where the sticks were and getting to it and getting the 1st down. Real quick early, getting up to the line. We'll hold that thought on the helmets there for the Laurel Spartans. Talk about that in a moment.
Santini will take off and run this time. Room right side. Flag comes flying in the area of holding. Santini got down to the 30. Would be a 7-yard gain if it stands, but this looks like it'll come back.
Those helmet stickers, going to take a look at them here in a second. So last night they had a military appreciation dinner. This is military appreciation night, and a veteran was able to put on a helmet sticker on each one of the Laurel players. So each player was had a sticker put on the helmet by one of the military veterans. It's a really cool event last night. They had the dinner, all sponsored through some of the Laurel boosters and some local sponsors, and then now here tonight, the red, white, and blue in the student section, and a packed Laurel student section here to our left as well. It's a really cool start to the year, the first home game of the year for Laurel.
Backs the Spartans up 10 after the penalty, so it's first down and 20 now from back at the 47-yard line. Santini pitches it. Hill trying to find room. Hill to the outside. Hill turns upfield, spins out of a tackle, and he's down to the 35-yard line.
Yeah,
good 12-yard gain that time by Hill. Kept the legs working, and they get a lot of that yardage back. It'll be a second down here for the Spartans.
Yeah, I love this. You have 3 receivers to the left, and you have a guard pulling. And just, you have bodies over there. You use them. And I love how he keeps pushing forward to get, as many yards as he can. He's going to come a little limp coming off the field, and J.J. McBride's going to come in and step in for Nathan Hill here for a play.
Second down and 8 now, down to 6 to go in the first half. 1-point lead for Laurel. On the move in Mohawk territory, Santini fires far side. Diving catch made over there, and it is caught. It's Hamilla coming back to the ball to make the catch. Short of the first down, however, so it is going to be a third down and call it about 4 for Laurel here with 5:37 to go in the first half.
Yeah, so because of the low throw, not able to get any yak on it, but does complete the catch. There was a lot of space. I like that. Hey, you see the space on the outside, just go run a 3-yard hitch, catch the ball, try to go upfield. Unfortunately, the fastball a little bit low.
Good crowd on hand here tonight.
Not sure we'll get to the 5,000 that Mercer County saw for Farrell Hickory last week, I mean.
Santini will hand it off. McBride trying to pick his way, and the Mohawk defense is there to push him backwards. Monaco, the last guy off the turf, and that's going to bring up fourth down with 4:55 to go. You're kind of in no man's land here, so it looks like Laurel's going to go for it here on fourth.
Yeah, that was a play call design. Hey, let's get a couple of yards and make this an easier fourth down. But each time they've had that third down quick hitter up the middle, even quicker up the middle, Cole McDaniel busted that play open again like he did on an earlier third down run up the gut.
So here we go, 4th and 5 from the 32, a 1-point lead for Laurel. 4.5 to go in the first half. Quick moving first half. Big fourth down here for the Spartans. Santini under center. Short drop. Luca looks, fires, catch, and a sliding one made by Carlson at the 20. They needed 5, and they got 12, and they'll move the sticks as that combo is once again working here early in this contest.
Just picking up where they left off from last season, from last spring even, the pitcher-catcher combination. And again, a throw that only your receiver is going to make the catch, using that big frame, basically boxing out the defender, making the catch, going to the ground, and entering the red zone.
4:05 to go now in the first half. Laurel has entered the red zone as they give it back to Hill. Hill bouncing, trying to anyway off Stratton, but Stratton stays right with him and brings him down for a 1-yard gain to the 19. Actually gets back to the line of scrimmage at the 19. And that'll bring up second down and 10.
Make sure you stop by the red zone, get all your county sporting apparel needs. Lots of new stuff, fresh and awesome looking attire, shirt, sweatshirt, hoodie, whatever you want. They'll find a way to make it happen. Just because I see Mr. Jesse Croach walking through the audience, got to remember at the UPMC halftime show, we'll have performances from both bands. We'll have them in their entirety here broadcast as well.
Santini hands off. Hill once again right into the teeth of the defense, and he is pushed back as Fennell. And let's see who the other big guy is for the Warriors right there. That's Braden Radzaminski, who teams up with Fennell. Fennell coming in there late to assist, and that's going to be a no gain once again and bring up 3rd and 10.
Hey, let's take a look. I don't think we gave our starting lineups for the defense, if we can throw that up here. for the Mohawk Warriors. Give a little love to those guys, especially Monica, Redsminski, and Rosick, Stratton, Black, Lewis, and Nail up front. Those guys have been absolutely solid. 5 wide here on 3rd down and long.
Santini once again going to take off. Radziminski from the backside, giving chase, and he's going to drag him down back near the 23-yard line.
Good job by Radziminski as well to avoid any sort of potential horse-collar tackle because he kind of grabbed him up high. That's fine. You just can't drag him down. 4th sack of Radziminski's career. Loss of 4. It's going to be 4th and about 14 to go now.
6'2", 230-pound defensive end. And he has really shown signs early on for this Mohawk defense. You know, we talked a lot about how they were going to replace a guy like Jackson Chapman, who was so good off the edge the last couple of years. Well, there's your answer right there. That's the guy that's stepping up into that role.
Yeah, I mean, Coach McCutcheon has talked many times, as it was Mohawk who took this Pontius Insurance timeout. They have 1 remaining. He's been talking about how in his now 11 years at Mohawk, you don't see many freshmen make the field for a team in Bessemer. Cass Stratton was one. Look what he's doing now as a junior. Radziminski rotated in and out as a freshman. Look what he's now doing as a junior. Bobby Fadden, obviously, what he did as a freshman. Look what he's doing as a senior. These are, you know, historic, legendary athletes that are coming through this Mohawk program. They're already doing something that they've never done in program history. They've made it to the playoffs in 4 straight seasons. I mean, this team knows nothing except winning football games. We're going to have a long field goal attempt here, and I believe this is Tony Geiwitz, the kickoff man, who's going to attempt this one from 39 yards out.
It's going to be a 39-yarder with 2:34 to go, trying to extend this lead out to 4. Geiwitz, foot into it, battling the wind, and Geiwitz gets it to go with 2:29 to go in the half. Tony Geiwitz from 39.
First field goal made in 3 years for the Laurel Spartans. And I tell you what, that leg just as a sophomore, school record is 44, folks. He's going to be knocking on that door here soon. A 39-yard field goal makes it a 10-6 lead. Somebody I'm thinking the official just dropped the flag. Yep, he's going to go back and pick it up. But that caps off, Eric, a 12-play scoring drive that took nearly 7 minutes off of the clock. 6:37 to be precise. Capped off by the 39-yard field goal by Tony Geiwitz.
So Maya Jarrett, who's done an excellent job on the point afters, doesn't quite have the leg there to attempt that, but Geiwitz showing that he can get that job done. That drive, by the way, started all the way back at the 31, so a 69. Well, they would have had to go 69 yards for the touchdown, but ended with a 39-yard field goal. And as you said, over 6 minutes of clock time. And Laurel, not quite the explosion like last week, but they are looking sharp here in this first half. Kickoff's going to sail all the way towards the end zone and in for the second touchback of the night. And Mohawk will start 1st and 10 from its own 20 with 2:29 to go in the half.
He's just showing off that leg a little bit more now, isn't he? Well, we have one more moment. I want to give a shout-out to our June LCAP teams of the month, the Neshannock and Union softball team. Give them one last shout-out here before we hit the end of August, winning the state championships in softball, what seems like just a couple of days ago. And we're already back here on the football field. And give a shout-out to the seniors on that team, Piper Jendryzik, Addie Noge, and Mia Pruz for Union, Aubrey Ragone, as well as Addie Fry, Miley Anderson, and Gabby Quinn, the seniors from that Neshannock team. 100 wins in their career. Union seniors, 83 wins in their career. Still nothing to sniff at either.
First down for Mohawk with Fadden. They'll go to the ground and Stratton. Stratton picking his way. And a good job early in that run by Fuchs to get his arms wrapped around him. Then a little bit of help from J.J. McBride at the end of the play. It's a 3-yard gain for Stratton with 2:18 to go in the first half.
And unfortunately, Stratton is down at the end of this play, Eric. Favoring the right knee.
Didn't look like there was much in the way of contact on the knee. Fuchs had him around the waist and kind of stayed with him the whole run.
Now, especially in 1A, 2A football, I mean, these coaches know how important everybody is. And especially, I mean, you look at Laurel last year. They lost Nathan Hill, the back they expected to be toting the rock a lot, lost him in preseason. Their running game, it took 6 or 7 weeks really to get back on their feet as Cass Stratton gets back to his feet, hobbling off of the field, putting a little weight but not much on that right leg. Unfortunately, to see the junior making his way to the sideline. Again, last week, 136 yards and 2 touchdowns, also caught a 47-yard touchdown pass. But now, unfortunately, will make an early trip to the locker room.
Third leading rusher a season ago. And he's averaged just under 6 yards a carry the last 2 seasons. Last week only 1 game so far, but 5.9 last week. Last season, 5.7 yards per carry. Every time you give him the ball, you're getting half of a first down, or if you give it to him twice in a row, the average is you're getting a first down. So that's a big reason why this Mohawk running game has been great the last couple of years. Fadden with time. Now he's dancing around too much. He's got to throw it into the ground. It's Fuchs with the pressure. Give him credit for the sack, and they're going to get Fadden for intentional grounding with 1:57 to go in the half.
Yeah, Fuchs just never gave up, and, when you extend a play, you try to get out of the pocket. Fuchs, especially on this near side, there was no way he was letting Fadden escape to the outside. That was more of a contain than a rush, and then as soon as he saw his opportunity, then he exploded forward to get the big sack from the 23 back to about the 6 is where the sack happened, and they'll go half the distance from there.
Let's a good look at our official tonight, Chris Healy, Sr. James documented the family ties here for this family doing this game here tonight. It's 1:57 to go in the first half, and haven't said much about it, but the coverage by the Laurel secondary and Fadden trying to buy time. There's just nowhere to go with the ball. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 24. Ball all the way back to the 6-yard line. Mohawk with 1:53 to go, trailing by 4. Keep it on the ground. And picking his way to the 10 that time.
But here's the other thing, too. Because of the penalty, Laurel then had the option, and that's why the clock was not running. They could save a timeout. They used their 2nd timeout here after that short carry.
I believe that was Lucas Stratton who had the carry.
Yes, he was the reserve last week, younger brother of Cash. Gave him a gain of 4 before Wilson made a tackle. But you mentioned that this defense has been strong. Let's give a shout-out. Defensive coordinator Bill Ullman. He's been dialing up the right coverages, the right mix-ups, and like you said, really not much available in the secondary whatsoever. And I beg your pardon, that is only the first timeout called by Laurel. I thought they called a timeout on 1st down, but that was the injury to Stratton. So still 2 timeouts remaining, and Laurel about to get the ball back in pretty good field position, you would think.
And don't forget, Laurel gets the kick in the second half,
right,
too, because they deferred. So a chance here to possibly double up if they can get one before the half and then take that first possession of the 3rd quarter down the field. As the sun sets here, it's a gorgeous night in Lawrence County as week 2 of the high school football season, or game number 2 of the high school football season. A lot of big matchups across the WPIAL tonight. One in particular down in the Pittsburgh region, Pine Richland and Central Catholic. That is the big one tonight. This one, of course, a county rivalry. You have Neshannock and Union tonight. Newcastle is struggling right now on the road with Hopewell as Fadden will punt it away. Does a nice job. This is going to take a slight bounce. Geiwitz picks it up. Geiwitz trying to get to the corner and does. Good return by Geiwitz as he made something out of nothing as Fennell will usher him out of bounds. But good starting field position with 90 seconds to go. 2 timeouts for Laurel, a 4-point lead, and they're going to be on the move here late in the 2nd quarter.
As you said, 2 timeouts left to work with as well. So it has been all advantage Laurel here so far. When we said the other way, Mohawk early on, they were moving the ball almost at will. Now the Laurel defense, You know, they get an interception, they change the momentum a little bit, and like last week, Eric, starting in plus territory a lot of the time.
Santini will look to throw on first down. Lobs it out that direction. Miles the catch, and he is upended over on the far side by Argiro, but he's got the first down for Laurel with 1:22 to go in the quarter.
So clock stops momentarily, and now they will wind it here with 1:22 remaining just outside of the red zone. But how about that pass? By the way, 5 for 5 is Santini in the game so far. Had to be perfect because pretty good coverage really from Joey Naylor on the throw in the flat.
They go quick. Santini looks, fires again. Far side, catch made. And twisted around out of bounds over on the far side is McBride. Actually, that is Sherman, the backup quarterback. Josh Sherman, also one of the starting wide receivers on this team.
Yeah, I believe Laurel took their second timeout. First catch of the year for Josh Sherman. Again, just shows you, though, seeing the whole field. Sherman was left wide open there on the far side. Found him quickly, couldn't quite get to the boundary other to stop the clock after the 6-yard gain. 6 for 6 for 70 yards for Lucas Santini, including his 35-yard touchdown pass to Colton Carlson. Again, coming up at the half, we will have our UPMC halftime show. UPMC Orthopedic Care is Lawrence and Mercer County's local choice for sports medicine services. You can schedule an appointment at any of the 4 Lawrence County locations. Give them a call at 724-983-7000.
64 seconds to go here in the first half. And Laurel on the move once again. Boy, if they get up 17-6 at the half and get the ball to start the second half. Out-of-town scoreboard update brought to you by the Newcastle Transit Authority. Hopewell 14, Newcastle 6. That game is now at the half. So the Canes get on the board there as Laurel's in the red zone here from the Mohawk 13. Santini all day, throws near side, sliding catch is made near side. Nope, they say incomplete. Sherman was the intended receiver.
They called it incomplete. I didn't see it at the ground. We'll take a look at the replay, but producer Jacob Walzer over here immediately said no, he thought he saw it hit the ground. Yeah, it is
right
moving.
There at the tail end of the play, but a good job by the official there, too, to be right on that. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 from the 13.
It should be 3rd and. Well, there you go. They moved. They moved.
Re-spotted it here. So
yeah, they gained 2 yards on an incompletion there for a moment. Look at all the room here on the left side.
Pitch to Hill, coming near side. And Hill stays on his feet, and he's in the end zone for the touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown run for a young man who missed all of last season. Nathan Hill is back in this lineup, and Laurel is in control here, 16-6.
Your Parada Jones and McCree touchdown. Parada Jones McCree, attorneys at law. Excellence is our guarantee. Well, you're going to get excellence when you have that much room to work with. I thought maybe just a quick pass into the flat because you had a lot of open area for those 3 receivers. Instead, use them as blockers. Get your athlete back open in space. Good to see that young man back on the field and in the end zone.
Maya Jarrett to attempt the extra point. Kick is away, and Jarrett's point after is good. Oh, she missed it, I beg your pardon. So Hill's touchdown, a 13-yard touchdown run. Jarrett had some good height on that. She is kicking stronger this season too, but that one just off the mark. It's going to stay at 16-6, but this Laurel offense has looked good. This is a little bit of trouble here for Mohawk, as remember Laurel once again going to get the ball to start the second half as well.
Yeah, now Mohawk, though, plenty of time left. 52 seconds. You can know that they have a quick strike capability as well. So still might see some more fireworks before we head to the halftime break.
Joseph's Marketplace drive summary, 4 plays, 32 yards, 38 seconds for Laurel. 1 timeout left for Mohawk here with 52 seconds to go.
So their touchdown drives are 48 and 38 seconds. The field goal drive over 6 minutes. Mohawk's touchdown drive also over 6 minutes. But their last 2 drives for Mohawk have been 3 and out.
It's going to be Geiwitz to kick it away. Fadden and Conti are back deep to receive. See what we can try to find out about Cash Stratton, too, in the second half. He left a couple plays ago from Mohawk as this end over end is short, and it's going to have to be fault upon over on the far side by Conti. So that's where Mohawk is going to start, 1st and 10 with 50 seconds to go. And again, they have 1 timeout remaining.
And wonder now how aggressive you're willing to be. I mean, if it's a conference game, you're probably just taking it straight to the locker room. But being non-conference, do you choose to be a little more aggressive because in the end this game doesn't mean anything in terms of playoff rankings or anything like that, or making the playoffs, I guess I should say. Every game will matter in the end.
Let's see what Fadden and company opt to do. He's in the shotgun. Laurel can stop the clock. 1 timeout remaining for the Spartans, and Fadden will take a knee. And that looks like it's going to do it. Did Laurel call a timeout? No, they did not.
They'll have to do it one more time, though.
Well, they have not started the play clock yet.
They're playing nice. So that will be heading to the halftime break. We'll have, again, both the Mohawk and Laurel marching bands in their entirety when we return on the UPMC halftime show.
16-6, Laurel in front of Mohawk. You're watching high school football coverage on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Nick's Auto Body, trust your body in our hands. From a scratch to a dent to a major repair, Nick's your man. Making your car look as good as new. Nobody does it better than Nick's Auto Body. Trust your body in our hands. Nick's Auto Body. Trust your body in our hands.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Halftime here from Laurel High School, 16-6, Spartans leading Mohawk. We're going to turn it over to the halftime show with the Mohawk and Laurel marching bands.
Drum major, Mark McKinney and Taylor Cullen, is your band ready? Sit back and watch as the Warrior Marching Band will march, play, and conquer the weekend.
What's that? No camera?
say anything and go Roars.
Another quick shout out to Director Jason Zay and the Mohawk Warrior Marching Band. Their drum majors, Mark McKinney and Taylor Lilly. Next coming up will be the Laurel Spartan Marching Band. 16-6 your halftime score. It's our UPMC halftime show here from Laurel High School.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am proud to introduce the 2025 Laurel Spartan Marching Band. Our drum majors are Nora John and Macy Miller. Drum majors, is the band ready? Tonight we bring you the dynamic show Colors of Rock, where each note paints a different shade, each song tells a different story, and each rhythm brings us close to the soul of music. Our first song is from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, titled Fire Ground, which features the Spartan drum line.
There's your Laurel Spartan marching band under the direction of Mr. Scott Boyer, giving you some colors of rock. Mason Miller and Nora Johns, the drum majors. And real quick, Eric, before we get back into the first half scoring recap, Laurel is our first ever Band of the Week. We'll have a video montage. Big thanks to Ash Pistachio doing all the legwork on that. We'll have something going on later in the week. You'll see that. And also some of the seniors are going to get some T-shirts as well in honor of being this week's Band of the Week, the Laurel Spartan Marching Band. So congrats to them. And remember, September 24th is the day for the Lawrence County Band Festival this year. We'll have the coverage of that as always. Good one. We knew it was going to be. I expected maybe a few more points on the board here today, Eric, but certainly a strong start to the game here for especially Laurel. Slower on the first couple drives, but really picked it up late.
And a chance to double up here because they got the score right before the half. Let's take a look at the scoring recap in the first half. See who's got the edge with our Creative Edge scoring recap. Bobby Fadden got things going in the first quarter with a 5-yard touchdown run. That capped a 9-play, 80-yard drive, ate up 6 minutes and 14 seconds. And then all the scoring by Laurel in the second quarter, all 16 points. Lucas Santini, a 35-yard touchdown pass to Colton Carlson, made it 7-6. And then Tony Geiwitz, a 39-yard field goal to make it 10-6. And then a 13-yard touchdown run by Nathan Hill just before the half is how we got to 16-6. There's a look at your stats in the first half. And despite the 4 penalties, Laurel, 126 yards of offense. And third down, 50%. Only 4 opportunities on third down, though, because they've been moving the ball pretty well. And Mohawk just 1 of 3. Each team with a turnover, fumble by Nathan Hill, and an interception thrown by Bobby Fadden. And that's a look at your Creative Edge halftime recap. Creative Edge, one of our proud sponsors of high school football here in the Lawrence County Sports Network. And a great job by Laurel there in the second quarter. 16 unanswered points. And they're going to get the ball here. And this is a very dangerous situation here for Mohawk, who just, you saw the stats there, just has not been able to get on track here tonight. Fadden hasn't looked quite comfortable. Their running game without Stratton hasn't done much. He went down kind of midway through the second quarter, so we haven't seen him since. And I would assume maybe we won't, given that it's 16-6 and it's not, not a conference game yet. But we'll see what they do with Cash Stratton here in the second half if he's able to go. That'd go a long way to get Mohawk some energy because they need it right now down 16-6.
Eric, here's your stat of the night. 80-yard scoring drive on the first drive for Mohawk. They had 74 yards of offense on that scoring drive. They had 6 yards of offense the rest of the first half. That's the main number for sure right there. Fadden, 45 yards, 3 for 6 passing with an interception. He did have the rushing touchdown, but he has negative yardage after the big sack near the end of the first half that led to more Laurel points. Cass Stratton with 9 carries for 48 yards to lead the way, but he left the game with about 2 minutes to go in the first half with a leg injury. We'll see if we can get any potential update on that. For Lucas Santini, his final pass in the first half was his only incompletion. 6 for 7 for 70 yards and the touchdown. Touchdown going to Colton Carlson. He's got 48 of those 70 yards. Nathan Hill, good to see him back on the field and in the end zone. He does have a fumble, but he does have a 13-yard touchdown, 10 carries for 39 yards to lead the way. But 126 yards of offense versus just 80 for Mohawk. Feels even more lopsided, but really it was the tale of 2 quarters. Mohawk controlled the ball, controlled the clock, controlled the yards in quarter number 1. But Laurel, they've taken advantage of a couple of short fields like they did a week ago. Special teams, I thought that Mohawk was going to have the advantage, seeing how Andrew Lloyd has kicked the ball deep. Yes, Laurel has 2 missed extra points, but they do have 2 touchbacks and a 39-yard field goal. So special teams has played a big part in this one here so far as well, Eric.
You look at the numbers for this Mohawk team under Tim McCutcheon, and it's been documented what he started out as, 1-17 his first 18 games, and just they couldn't find their offense. They're getting outscored by 30 his first season, an average of 30. 19-28 on the road under him. They lost the first 8 they played on the road under McCutcheon. The last 2 seasons, just 4 or 5 on the road. But how about 2-3 in their last 5 trips to Laurel? This has not been an easy place. Now, the 2 teams have kind of reversed roles a little bit here. Mohawk was not what they are now 5 years ago, and Laurel was obviously in the middle of their run, that 2-year window back then. But this has not been an easy place for this Mohawk program to come and play a game. And we saw last year in that contest at Mohawk how back and forth that was all game. Not an easy place for them to go on the road across the county and play this team here, Laurel. They have not had a lot of success recently.
No, I mean, it's always difficult when you're playing on the road, and not nearly the atmosphere that you get, say, like what you're going to see if you're Nevada going into Happy Valley for 106,000 tomorrow. But it is still, it's going to be raucous, and playing on your home field still means something. You know where every little divot is in the field. You know where you're going to have the best, how much you have to chop the feet. Now, I mean, that's the beauty of playing on the grass field, too, which we're going to lose one more next year, Mohawk going to turf. That's going to leave Laurel and Union as the only two grass fields remaining in Lawrence County. But, whether you're a purist and like the old school playing on grass, I can't believe how many young kids I've heard say that they prefer playing on grass versus playing on a turf field. I know I certainly did. I didn't have much baseball experience, that being my sport, of playing on a turf field, but nonetheless, it's a dying breed, but you got to be able to make the adjustments, and that's what this is going to come down to too, Eric. Who's going to make the adjustments here to start the second half? And this first drive, I think, is going to be absolutely crucial for obvious reasons. The fact of the matter is, this first drive is going to tell you whether Mohawk can get back on the field and cut it to a one-score game, or whether something's going to change completely.
So just a quick glimpse down on the field, and Cash Stratton is not warming up. In fact, he's coming back out of the locker room now on crutches, and he doesn't have his pads on either, so his night is done.
And that's the fear. I mean, that's the beauty of these non-conference week 0, week 1 games, is the fact that you can go and get extra competition, good competition against local schools. But here's the backside of it, is that you could have, you just have more chance of injury. But that can happen at any time. Again, you saw it last year at Nathan Hill. He was lost in a scrimmage. It is what it is.
Looks like it's a right ankle for Stratton. He's got a heavy brace in that right ankle, so his night is complete, and we will not see him again, and we'll see what Mohawk does to try to fill that void running the football, because that has been their bread and butter really the last couple of years. I mean, they've gone from averaging 86 yards rushing a game in 2020 all the way up to 171 as of last season, and last week 222 on the ground. So they're going to have to find an answer to replace Stratton, probably Lucas Stratton, who we saw get a couple carries or got a carry at the end of the first half. That would probably be the option that they're going to go with the rest of the way.
A couple of more scores coming across. Just saw Wilmington and Hubbard, Ohio tied at 14. That is huge. That's a talented Hubbard team with a lot of pieces back from a team that I believe made it to their region title game a year ago.
It's not been a pleasant night for Newcastle right now, as they were last check losing at the half 14-6 to Hopewell. That's a Hopewell team that demolished Riverside a week ago. Neshannock seems like they're back on track, leading Union. And then you had Elwood City last time we checked, leading Shenango too. So not maybe that Wilmington game a little surprising, maybe the Newcastle game a little surprising, but other than that, it's
a lot of people, I think, a lot of people might have thought that this was surprising. Thought the 2A team would be the one in control, but this is a Laurel team that I think is out for blood. I'll be honest. I had somebody say, you know what? I think the team's a little sick and tired of hearing they started 0-4, they started 0-4, and they want no part of that this year. Big win last week and off to a good start, but still have to go through another 24 minutes of play here today.
So it's going to be Laurel ball to start the second half, as the Spartans will receive. And we are underway here as the lights are on in full here at Laurel's beautiful field. We got another good return. Here comes Faulkner right up the gut. Faulkner's going to start the second half by taking this all the way to the house for a touchdown. We said it moments ago. This was a dangerous point for Mohawk. 14 seconds into the third quarter, and Braden Faulkner has made it 22-6.
On the first kick return, there was a huge avenue up the middle. He just literally got the ball knocked out almost by his own doing on that return. This time, nobody touches him. We'll get the official number. I got it for about 94 yards, but we'll see. We'll get the full replay here and confirm, but that is the worst thing if you're a Mohawk player or fan that you wanted to see. You're needed your defense to make a big play. They didn't even get a chance to make a play.
Maya Jarrett to attempt the point after. Missed her last opportunity. Kick is away, and it is good. So 14 seconds into the third quarter, and Braden Faulkner with a 92-yard kickoff return for Laurel, and they extend the lead to 23-6.
Lawrence County SportsNet creates the benefit of a reading.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Drive summary, one play, 14 seconds. Not even a play. It's the kickoff return by Braden Faulkner for 92 yards, and it's 23-6. Laurel is in firm control here against Mohawk in this week one matchup that has been dominated by the Spartans tonight.
Shout out Laurie Heights, another great meal as always here at Laurel High School. We know that's why Ron Pontiwas is here and sent Cody packing the other way. Sorry, Cody. Sorry, Pete.
Kickoff going to sail towards the corner and back into the end zone again. And Guywood's tonight with 3 touchbacks.
Yeah, he's showing off the leg. I mean, I remember watching Noah Wirtz kick a field goal here 12 years ago. It was my first year ever doing broadcasts, where I was pinch hitting for Chauncey. Did a broadcast with Lee Moan. Somehow I still managed to keep doing this after all that. But he hit one that was 44 yards out, and I thought, wow, you're not going to see much longer than that, especially in high school in Lawrence County. Well, then you had a man by the name of Josh Wilkins a couple of years ago boot a 49-yarder, which is, we believe, a Lawrence County record. 39-yarder from a sophomore in Tony Guyewitz, and the 3 touchbacks. He's showing off the leg, to say the least. I have a feeling Noah's record could be in jeopardy these next couple of years.
So Mohawk needs some offense here on this first possession of the third for them. Fadden and company from their own 20. They will go to the ground here and try to get that working. Once again, Cash Stratton is out. So that's Lucas Stratton, who is carrying the ball now for the Warriors. That's his 3rd carry. And he gets a pretty good gain on first down. Then he'll bring up a second down at about 5.
Big guys up front: Dan Monaco, Joe Rosick, Franklin Kelly, Trey Gangone, and Braden Radsminski. It's got to be gut check time right now, because you now have a freshman who's going to be your main ball carrier. 2 carries last week in his first ever varsity experience, 2 carries now tonight. You know, 1A, 2A ball, you got to grow up in a hurry. And if you're the big guys up front, you got to say, we're protecting this guy.
Fadden on second down to throw it. Airs it out, has a man nail. First down catch, takes a hard hit from McBride. He's across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Big gain that time, a 22 for Fadden and Nail, and they needed that off that play to jumpstart this offense.
Yeah, just right up the seam, though, and they found the avenue, found where it's going to be open. You had to have the linebacker covering the man going into the flat. Beautiful ball right over the top before the other linebacker can get over.
See if Mohawk plays with a little sense of urgency here, down 23-6, 10:40 to go in the third quarter. Fadden will hand it off. No, he will keep. Fadden left side, and he will get a couple just across, right to the 50 for a 2-yard gain that time.
Yeah.
That'll bring up 2nd and 8.
That zone read, that play fake, he keeps it in the belly long and then makes the decision late. And, when you have trust with each other, that's, you can make that happen. Again, how much experience does Bobby have handing off to the younger Stratton? That's the question that needs to be answered here. I have a very interesting tidbit that we're going to have to look at here in a second. We'll talk about it after the 2nd and 8 play. Something you're not going to see, well, we haven't seen much of, but you're going to see a lot of, I think, coming up quickly here in high school football.
2nd down 8 for Mohawk. Fadden gonna fake it, throw near side. Argero makes the catch. Argero is cut down almost immediately. Hamilla, he slipped by him, and then sliding over to make the stop was Fuchs, and that'll bring up a 3rd down, loss of 1 that time.
So what we're looking at here that I see in the end zone is that's a drone, folks. That is a drone. One of the teams using a drone as a part of their their end zone scouting. You used to see you'd have cameras that are 20, 30 yards up in the air. You see one on a stick on the other end zone. But one of the new rules in play last year, now being done with a little more consistency across the state of Pennsylvania, you can use a drone to be sending video footage back to your team. Unfortunately, last we've heard, media is still not allowed to do it. Not pleased about that.
3rd down and 9. I hope we get one soon. 3rd down and 9.
I have the operator ready.
Fadden and company taking their time. Bobby to throw it. Dancing out of the pocket, off his back foot. Catch in and out of the hands of Argero on the far side. He was right at the original line of scrimmage, so he would have been well short of the 1st down anyway, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 9.
So now 1 of 4 is Mohawk on 3rd downs. They achieved on their first 3rd down conversion attempt, but have misfired on 3 straight now. Laurel 2 for 4, but guess what? Those 2 3rd downs that they didn't convert, they went for it on 4th and got it.
Fadden back to punt.
That's 2 for 5, excuse me. The other one was the field goal.
Geiwitz will be back deep to receive with 8:47 to go here in the 3rd. Again, it's a wobbly snap. Fadden just gets that away. And Conti is there to down it over the 30 at the 28. They're going to mark it at the 26-yard line. It's a good job by Brennan Conti to get back there on special teams. He's had a pretty good night special teams-wise. You see in our bottom line, by the way, next week, Shenango at Mohawk, and then Laurel will take on Riverside. So we'll see these same 2 teams next week with opposite opponents. That's the schedule anyway, and that'll be a big game for potentially both Shenango and Mohawk next week. And then, of course, Laurel will test itself on the road once again against a Riverside team that is really trying to figure itself out after that loss to Hopewell last week. Santini back to throw off his back foot, airing it out once again, looking down the field. Contact there as he was trying to feed Mason Moser, but no flag.
I give a shout out Alex Medved. You want to talk about a big block in the trenches? Give that for a Doran foundational play right there as he put a Mohawk defender flat on his backside, clearing some space as Santini was able to roll out but could not get the pass down the field open.
Well, you mentioned Miss Heights there at the halftime. I got to give a shout out to the staff here too. I was horribly late tonight due to traffic, and they let me park right outside the box. I much appreciate the staff here at Laurel always. They have always treated us so well when we come here for any sporting event. The handoff to Hill, and he is cut down hard by Fadden as he gets to the 30-yard line. So it's a 3-yard gain, but that's going to bring up 3rd down.
And you hear the O's because not only it's a hard hit, but after, again, you lost your running back with a leg injury. You see the opposing running back go out with a leg injury. Every hit on your top players, your top performers, makes you hold your breath for a moment.
3rd down and 7 for Laurel as they have a 23-6 lead here against Mohawk, and they are looking for more here. They've converted well here on 3rd down tonight. Santini rolls out, fires, catch made, nope. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Miles, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Now he had it too, but he didn't need to try to turn it upfield, but that's what he did. He basically tried to run before making the catch, did Jack, and that's one you'll look at in the film room, they'll say something about it.
Ethan Hamilla.
That was Hamilla, 18, okay.
So Carlson will drop back to punt. Mohawk will get it back here one more time.
Yeah, 10 and 18 look a little too similar, especially when that 8 middle of the jersey gets scrunched up a little bit. So, sorry, Jack. I guess Ethan will be the one looking at it in film and thinking, hey, secure the catch first.
Good snap. Carlson will take off. Rugby style boot this thing away. That's a beautiful punt by Carlson. And Fadden will fair catch it at the 32-yard line. So Mohawk will take over 1st and 10 with 7:42 to go in the 3rd. Again, they have got to get some offense on track here. And it's going to be on that right arm of Fadden, you would think. Fadden, Nail, Fennel. Passing game probably going to have to be the standard bearer for this Mohawk offense here going forward with no Stratton there tonight.
Score updates at the bottom line again brought to you by the Newcastle Transit Authority. They're going your way. Why drive when you can relax and ride with daily routes to Pittsburgh as well as routes all around Lawrence County. Visit newcastletransit.org for route schedules and more information. Maybe if Eric Thomas had tried to take that, he would have gotten here before the traffic jam.
Nobody was going anywhere tonight, I can tell you that. That South Hills traffic and then up 79 was awful tonight. As Fadden is going to go down in a heap. Back at the 20-yard line, there is Medved. And this Laurel defense continues to just go after Fadden. Take a look at the replay.
Yeah, 37-yard punt and then a loss of 13 there on that sack. And you could tell he knew, but he knew too late as Medved was able to get around the edge and then use that speed. Medved began last year as a tight end and then moved to the line as they moved positions around over the course of the season. He's got speed. He's not your prototypical lineman, 6 foot, 195-pound junior defensive end.
Brings up a second down and long here for this Warriors offense. They have been searching all night for a big play. They had a nice pass to Nail last drive. Fadden will hand it off. Lucas Stratton, nowhere to go.
And who are the first two in there? It's those two middle linebackers who are probably going to be 1 and 2 in Spartan tackles history. Jack Miles, Colton Carlson in there on the hit. Another loss.
They are just so physical up front. They are fast. They are big. They play downhill defensively. I mean, they are just a menace, this Laurel defense. Third down and 26 now for Mohawk.
Not many in the playbook for this.
Fadden will fake it. Bobby drops back. Gonna have to air it out, looking down the field, nobody there, and he throws it out of bounds. That'll bring up fourth down.
And they might have to even consider if that is intentional grounding as well, because there really wasn't anybody in the area. Though he did have a receiver break in instead of out, and I guess they'll give a benefit of the doubt. Broken play, and again, you get fresh bodies in there. You don't know how much time they've had working together.
McBride will, or rather Faulkner will drop back deep to receive the punt once again. Had that big kickoff return to start the third.
I know he wanted to say it, Eric. He didn't want to roll the dice and try to throw it into coverage.
Fadden will kick it away. Line drive kick, fielded by Faulkner. Good special teams this time by Mohawk. They weren't letting any of that happen a second time. Radziminski is back there as the gunner, and he will drop Faulkner. Still good starting field position, though, for Laurels. They're going to be in Mohawk territory with 5:51 to go in the third.
All of a sudden, this game's kind of come to a grinding halt. But look at this, another drive in plus territory. First two times tonight, ended in touchdowns for the Spartans.
It's officially marked at the 47 where Santini and company take over, and they are looking for the nail here. Up 23-6, and they have been impressive tonight in almost every facet as they pitch it far side to Faulkner. Turns upfield and gets crunched as he gets to the 45. They'll give him forward progress to the 44 for a 3-yard gain that time.
Who was that on the carry, Eric? Sorry?
That was Faulkner.
So his first carry of the night after those couple of long returns. One of our potential Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game nominees, his 92-yard kick return touchdown.
Oh, I think that might be the odds-on favorite right now. Second down and 7. Direct snap. Carlson up the gut. And he is crunched that time. You're starting to see a little life out of this Mohawk defense here late in this game as Monaco flies through there for the stop. And it's going to take it to the 44, so again to the original line of scrimmage at time for no gain, and that'll bring up third down.
Back against the wall, though. I mean, that's the key. You went down by 10.5. You know your running back's out, probably not going to play the rest of the game. Out there on crutches now. And you know, the unfortunate thing is they didn't even get a chance for the defense to make a play.
Third down and 7 for Laurel from the 44 as we come up on 4.5 to go in the third. Santini to roll out, looking down the field. Going to sidearm it and launch it down the field, and the intended receiver, Hamila, comes down with it, and it's going to bring up a 1st and goal for Laurel on 3rd and 7.
Check out this replay. Watch how Santini keeps his eyes, gets the hips turned enough to launch that, 50 yards down the field from the 44 to the 4, so officially a 40-yard completion to Hamila.
This team is cooking right now. They are on some kind of roll, this Laurel team, with 4:08 to go in this third. From the 3-yard line, they'll go T formation. Santini under center. It's Carlson, Hill, and Miles in the backfield. And they'll hand it off. Carlson trying to power his way right side, pushing the pile, and he is going to be down at the 1 for a 2-yard gain. It'll bring up 2nd down and goal.
Tell you one person who's smiling there on the sideline. That's Lowen, one of the fans of the Spartans, always down there at field level, wearing the Spartan uniform. There's your works in progress fan cam of the day.
Line up quick, hand it off once again, and pushing up the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown is going to be Colton Carlson. Check that. That is Nathan Hill who had the carry that time. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And this thing is all but over here with 3:26 to go.
They are saying Carlson. I thought it was number 1. I apologize.
I thought it was Carlson initially as well. So he gets the touchdown there, and Laurel has now ripped off 29 straight points.
Incredible. This Laurel team's legit, folks. There's no doubt about it. And they're putting a hurting on one of the top 5 teams in Class 2A.
Jarrett's point after try is up. And it is good. 30 unanswered for Laurel as Nathan Hill caps that drive with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Spartans are rolling here on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates, or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
Joseph's Marketplace drive summary after that Nathan Hill 1-yard touchdown run. 5 plays, 47 yards, 2 minutes, 25 seconds for Laurel. And they have pushed Mohawk here all night long. They've pushed them around their own field 30-6. The Spartans are in control of this highly anticipated week number 2 showdown between these two county rivals, as the return is going to be taken by Fadden, and he's out of bounds over on the far side. So Bobby and company will come back out on offense once again, trying to get something going here, desperately trying to get something going here late in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I mean, 30 unanswered, it might be all said and done in terms of today's game, but you got to be looking at moving forward to next year. You got another county rival against Shenango, and then you're right into conference play with another county game against Elwood City. And every conference game is going to be crucial. That Elwood City wanted to start off the year, but you want to be moving positively, even if you have good things to look in the film room coming up on Saturday and on Monday with these next couple of drives. That's what you got to be focusing on right now.
Fadden on 1st and 10 will hand it off, and Lucas Stratton, there is nowhere for him to go in the teeth of that defense. He maybe gets a yard out of that to the 34 as that interior line. You look at this defensive line for Laurel. Last season, 17 sacks. The defense as a whole, 10 interceptions, 75 tackles for loss. The current defensive line starters in 2024 had 236 tackles, 35 of the 75 for loss, and they had 11 of the 17 sacks. That is
for a D-line.
Impressive for a front four, and that's just not the ends that are doing the work. That is everybody across the board. Is Stratton's going to get a couple now to the 45, or 35, I beg your pardon, so he's going to get one that time.
Well, and take a look at this with the drummer up, playing up on top of the cheerleaders there. But, you know, that's – I look a couple of years ago when the D-line wasn't getting the tackles, but they were eating up holes, and then the linebackers were cleaning up and doing a good enough job of cleaning up. That's why you had Colton Carlson and Jack Miles both, I think, had over 100 tackles a couple of years ago. Those numbers went down last year, and they're down in these first 2 games this year because of plays like that, because the defensive line is doing their job even more, not just filling the holes, but making the stops.
They're down in 2 now for Mohawk from the 35. Fadden trying to generate here on 3rd down. It's not been a kind down for Mohawk tonight. This defense has had pressure on him all night. Fadden's going to air it out, looking down the field. Argiro is there, and it's intercepted. It's Guywatz again, and he is going to get dragged down by Argiro after the pick, his 2nd of the night. So Guywatz has a 39-yard field goal and 2 picks, and he's having himself a night.
He was going to be my MVP of the game before that 2nd interception. I think he about sealed that one. Tell you what, he's going to set a Lawrence County SportsNet record. He's going to be the first player to have gotten a T-shirt as a middle schooler, and now to get one at the varsity level as well, as he was the MVP of the game in the junior high championship game a couple of years ago. Have yourself a night, kid. The sophomore, as you said, 2 picks, 3 touchbacks, and the 39-yard boot.
Yeah, you forget the touchbacks almost, and how important that is at putting this Mohawk team in a hole, as Laurel will have it 1st and 10, up by 24. And they are looking to put this march to stamp this game as Hill carries. He's looked good tonight as well. Gets maybe 3 that time on 1st down.
Nathan Hill carries.
That'll bring up a 2nd down and 7 for Laurel.
Wow, he kept it going. That's actually going to be a gain of about 5 or 6,
yeah,
Eric.
Yeah, good forward progress there.
Gives him now 13 carries for 50 yards.
2 touchdowns tonight as well. Time starts to wind down here in the 3rd as we come up on 60 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. And Hill will be your deep back here as Santini is under center on 2nd down and 4. Hand off to Hill. He shifts to the outside, gets out of an arm tackle for a moment, and then he is pushed backwards. McDaniel, Stratton, and company are there for the stop, and that'll bring up 3rd down. And Laurel will not have to if they choose to run another play here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Nathan Hill tried to bounce it outside, couldn't quite do so on that play. But again, how good it is to see him back and not afraid to give him the ball. Again, 14 carries tonight. You know, it's going to take a week to get back into the full flow of a football game. But he's done that and more here tonight. A couple of scores. His team's got 30 unanswered and a 24-point advantage after 3 quarters.
They sure do. They have looked dominant here tonight. Laurel looking to close this thing out. They'll have a 3rd down when we start the 4th quarter after this. You're watching high school football coverage on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day?
You guys ready? Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do? We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
Laurel teachers support all of our athletes on and off the field.
I'm Kevin Sapp. I'm president of the Mohawk Education Association. We are one of the sponsors for the Lawrence County SportsNet. We would like to take a moment to wish all of Lawrence County student athletes health and safety as they compete. In particular, we would like to wish luck to all of Mohawk student athletes as they represent our school with pride.
Kick off the school year with a visit to Sims Cafe on Wilmington Road, serving breakfast, lunch, and signature beverages. Stop in, give them a call, or order online at simscafe.net. And remember, kids 10 and under get a free pancake or waffle every Saturday. With new specials weekly, it's no wonder Sims Cafe is where sandwiches equal smiles.
Started the 4th quarter here at Laurel High School. Santini scrambles out of the pocket, gets a block, turns up field, and he's going to get something out of nothing, and he's going to also get a 1st down for Laurel on the first play of the fourth quarter, chased there by Dan Monaco. We do have a flag down. If the play stands, it would be enough for a first down for Santini, but we'll check the flag. Flag is deep in the secondary, so it was thrown over midfield at the 47 of Mohawk. Little family dinner again. It's going to be a hold on Mohawk.
They said we're stopping at the Crane Room after the game, right?
Yeah, so it's a hold on Mohawk. So Santini had the first down yardage anyway, and that flag thrown way down the field in the secondary. So they're going to get the first down out of it anyway.
And then 10 more after.
Yeah, 10 more after the run. So good job by Santini. They get the penalty yards. They hand it off. Here's Faulkner trying to cut back, and a good job that time by Fadden, who slides up there to the 45 to bring him down. It's going to be a 1-yard gain that time for Faulkner. You know, we said it on Wednesday night, too, in our weekly preview show. You know, Santini, a lot of the praise. Obviously, we'd love to see, not that we're rooting for anybody, but you really want to see Nathan Hill have a good season given what he went through last year. And, of course, Carlson garners a ton of headlines. Great job by the Newcastle News this week, writing the stories about Casey Wilson and Colton Carlson. But we said to expect somebody that we don't think is going to have the big game tonight, and two of them here for Laurel have done just that. As Santini's going to air it out again. He's got Carlson, and he just overthrows him. Coverage that time by Fennell. That'll bring up third down.
Well, and again, we talked about it as one of our LGKG advantages that Laurel had tonight. Obviously the home field advantage, but the advantage of what they've been able to do in terms of mixing up the formations. The line is doing their job, but everything that Coach Cooper and company has been doing in terms of switching up the formation, switching up the looks, you never know what's coming next, whether they're going to go 5 wide or whether they're going to go power football with 3 guys in the backfield. So
I said to you Saturday morning watching that Elwood City game, I was like, the first 13 plays, and they lined up differently, all 13 of them. I was like, what am I watching here? This is they're as impressive as it gets. Is Santini going to air it out one more time? He's got a man. It's Moser, and a little push perhaps from the back there in coverage. Moser that time just overshot, and Santini showing off that arm strength here on a couple of deep throws.
Yeah, but I think that's one he's going to want back though, Eric, because he threw a fastball where he needed to get a little bit of loft and allow Moser to try to run under it. That's one that he'll be upset with himself. He's talking with Coach Cooper now about it, but you know, it's a good shot, and again, it's a ball that's placed where no doubt about it, only your guy's going to get it. And you know what? I just realized we screwed something up here, Eric. I'll talk about that after our punt. We made a boo-boo.
It's going to be 4th and 8. Carlson one more time going to put it in the air and does a beautiful job this time. This is going to get inside the 5 and take a big 60-degree lob wedge bounce all the way to the corner.
Rob Nattell wishes he could make his wedges do that. 50-yard punt. Absolutely beautiful. We love coming to Laurel. We love everybody here. We love Mr. McMillan, the man on the mic. We love everything about the Heights family. Lori Heights Specialty Cookies, they're sponsoring our Chaussee Toss. Guess who forgot to go back down and get the 50-50 tickets?
You're fired.
I'm fired. I'm fired. Well, that's all right. We'll double it up next week. That's it. We'll do this. We'll double it up next time that we're back here in Spartan Country. That way we support their booster programs as equitably as we can. Another score update. Hubbard just took a 21-14 lead over Wilmington in the third quarter. You see all these scores going across your bottom line. There's your Chaussee Toss. That's me tossing away my paycheck for the evening there.
It's a good one there with Hubbard and Wilmington. That's a bit of a surprise. We thought we might see Hubbard control that one as Mohawk will go to the ground with Lucas Stratton to the 5. It's a 1-yard gain to bring up 2nd down and 9.
Right, control, that's the word of the game here tonight, and control all in favor of Laurel. Let's talk a little bit about this. Coming into tonight, Trib Live High School Sports Network had moved Mohawk into the top 5 in Class 2A. We know 2A as a whole is down. I mean, look at the fact the top 5, Steel Valley, they lost. Washington and South Park each won in week 1. South Allegheny a tight win. Mohawk getting the win in Class 1A. Clairton 2, Canavan didn't play. They're number 3. Neshannock and Jeanette 4 and 5. They each lost in the opening week, but still expected to be that they're the teams to beat.
Jeanette loss was a bit of a surprise too. I think a lot of people thought they were going to start fast, and you know, at the risk of again overreacting after 1 week, South Allegheny the most impressive 2A team next to Mohawk through the first week, as Stratton's going to carry again, and he is tripped up as he gets towards the 10. And Jack Miles once again on the stop.
Well, and that's part of it too, is that if you're a Laurel fan, you don't want to overreact and be like, hey, we're taking this the entire way, but that's actually kind of the chip on the shoulder you want to have right now. Like, hey, we feel good. We've shown what we need to show early. Let's keep this momentum going for the next few weeks in the conference play.
I don't think you're over. If you told me right now that you think Laurel's the favorite in the Big 7, I don't know that you're wrong.
No, I almost said it last week, and I did say it. You know it's going to be 1 and 2, and I'm closer to flipping the script. I wasn't ready to do it yet. I think Neshannock was still the favorite. After watching tonight, I'll have to watch the Neshannock film against Union, who's going to have a rough year, we think, with a lot of young bodies there. But at the same time, that's an impressive comeback from Neshannock on the other side.
Fadden going to fling it far side. Catch is made. First down over on the far side. That is Lucas Stratton once again as he works his way up towards the 20. And he has enough for the Mohawk first down. Good to see the young Stratton here in place of his brother who's been out of this game. He is, where's number 84? You don't see too many running backs that don 84. But anymore with the numbers in high school football, that's actually going to be a 6-yard gain, so that's enough for the first down. Any more with these numbers and how guys, you know, it's an unpopular opinion, but the way you can do double numbers in college, I think they should do that at the high school and the pro level too. If you're offense, defense, you might not be able to do it at high school because of one-way guys or two-way guys, but Stratton again the carry.
Yeah, I'll go against that just because you have 100 numbers to deal with, and unless you're IMG Academy, that's the only school I've seen that's had 100 players on a roster at a high school level.
State College is pretty close,
yeah,
too.
They can get up there. I mean, that's why they allow double numbers. I mean, pros, you're never going to have more than 53 active at a time, and I think, the limit is 70, 75 total. So you unless you're the Yankees and retire half of the half of the numerals from 0 to 100, 0 to 99.
Second down and 5 for Mohawk here as we're under 8 minutes to go. Warriors are going to fall to 1-1, barring the biggest of miracles here in the last 8 minutes as Stratton tries to get to the outside. And look at Hamilla staying with the play. Kudos to that young man in the night that he has had. And this Laurel defense just continues to impress, especially in space tonight. They have been so good in the open field and in space here making these stops.
Yeah, Hamilla's made 2 or 3 plays like that to go with a couple of nice catches, including the 40-yard jump ball there in front of the goal line. Yeah, he's had a great night. I mean, you can go right down the list, especially on this Spartan defense of guys who have played just a fantastic evening of football. And again, I keep being told that Nathan Hill was one of their top corners as an underclassman. They were expecting to be big last year as a defensive back. See him a little bit more now, but was not listed as a starter at cornerback. Expecting to see him as a shutdown corner all year long.
Fadden has to one-hand that snap, flings it out to Stratton, who took off before he had it, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
Yeah, so we've seen one of those on each team now. And, young players who are watching, that's textbook example. You got to look in the catch first. You can't be worried about who's going to hit you. You can't be worried about finding the stick. Secure the catch, tuck, then turn and run. Try to do it all at once or try to do it too quickly, and that right there is exactly what's going to happen. But again, these are learning moments. You got good things on film. Even though the result isn't going to be good for Mohawk, there are things that you can see that are good, things that you can see that are bad. Coach McCutcheon and Dickie Robb and company, they're going to do everything the right way. They always find good stuff to be able to improve on from week to week. Mohawk's a team that always gets better as the year goes on.
Fadden boots it away, and a sliding catch into Mohawk territory made by by Geiwitz that time, so that will have Laurel start 1st and 10 once again in plus territory. You saw the bottom line there in the Newcastle Transit out-of-town scoreboard. Rough night here for Mohawk and even rougher night for Newcastle. They are getting blown out by Hopewell tonight, 31-6.
You want to talk about growing pains? Again, that's what you're going to get with a freshman quarterback there, Marino Graham, a huge Week 0 win against Penn Hills. You saw that one. You know, obviously a short-handed Penn Hills a little bit, but definitely did not see that coming. Not sure many saw that coming from a Hopewell team that's had some down years in recent memories.
And that Newcastle schedule, you know, we got a timeout here on the field by Mohawk with 6:44 left. Pontius Insurance timeout. Visit them online at pontiusinsurance.com. Home, business, or auto.
Do you feel 10 years older, Eric, or would you rather feel 10 years younger? It might not be just old age that's slowing you down. You can find out after your adjustment at Maley Chiropractic. Let them bring the young athlete out in you. Plenty of young athletes in the little mini football game here behind the bleachers. Saw that earlier. No play of the game nominees for that one, but we will be giving out a Maley Chiropractic play of the game after the game, as well as your MVP Insurance MVP of the game, where they coach clients to better prices, better coverage. Visit MVP-INS to get a free quote and for more information.
The answer to both questions, by the way, is yes. Every day, 10 years older, my man. It's getting away fast. 6:44 to go.
Dr. Maley will straighten you out. Former Laurel Spartan.
.644 to go in the fourth here. 30-6. And we are going to see some new guys in there. Sherman's going to get the call here at quarterback.
And they moved a little bit too early, but, you know, good to see both teams kind of, you know, hey, good chance early in the season, get some fresh faces in there. Laurel, they know what's going on. They came out 30 straight points put on Mohawk. But, you know, this is like a JV game, and you never know, especially a 1A team like Laurel. There's not going to be many JV games on their schedule. This is a great way to get some extra time for the young guys.
Jack Jones out there in the backfield. Lewis Weir is out there at wide receiver. So a couple of the similar guys in there that we're used to. Is Jones going to get the carry? Breaking to the outside. Jones lost the football, got it back, and somehow ducks that head down and pushes forward to get the first down for Laurel.
What'd you say? We knew the play of the game already? If he had picked that up and somehow found his way into the end zone, I mean, that's still got to be a play of the game nomination right there. Look at that. Talk about sticking with it. It's like you bobble it at shortstop, you stay with it and finish the play.
When it's your night, I guess. Mohawk, we talked about it at halftime, is going to lose for the fourth time in 6 tries here at Laurel.
Yeah, and the streak will continue. They have never beaten Laurel 3 times in a row.
Yeah, won the last 2, including that crazy game last year. High snap, Sherman the keeper, up the gut. Brian Cooper not doing anything fancy here late in this game, just straight ahead runs, keep the clock moving with 5:54 to go. It's going to be another first down for Laurel.
What's crazy, they don't have many first downs in the game. I just had to double check my numbers. That's only the 8th first down of the game for Laurel, but they got 30 points on the board. That's the benefit of getting turnovers, getting short fields, special teams, a long field goal, a kickoff return for a touchdown, all the touchbacks, a punt pinned deep inside the 5-yard line. I mean, special teams extremely special here at Laurel. Why not? When you got specialty cookies cooking us dinner tonight, special teams cooking up a win for the Spartans.
And they have shown that they can beat you in different ways the last 2 weeks, too. Last week was just impressive overall. Pitch to Jones here on first down. Flag comes in the backfield almost right away. So he's going to have close to first down yardage again. This is probably going to come back for a hold. But, you know, we saw last week they were overly impressive in just about every facet of the game against Elwood City. Here tonight, you know, Santini's been good. He's not had to do a whole lot. The running game, Carlson had, you know, a couple plays, but he hasn't had the crazy fantasy numbers here tonight. Their defense has been fantastic. Their special teams, minus the extra point that they missed, has been off the charts great here tonight. The touchbacks, the kick return for a touchdown, the field goal. That's going to bring the ball all the way back across the 50 on the hold. Or rather to the, I beg your pardon, rather to the 43-yard line.
Tell you what, though, everybody having fun tonight. Shout out, you saw Macy Miller, Nora Johns leading the way with the Spartan Marching Band again. They're partying. Their team's about to go 2-0.
And if you can do that against good quality teams like this Mohawk team, like we think this Mohawk team is going to be this season, what does that tell you about Laurel, that they've basically beaten this team tonight with special teams and defense? I mean, that's about as old school as it gets. It's, hey, your offense is still good. You're not taking anything away from the offense. I mean, Nathan Hill's had a good night. Santini has had a good night. It just hasn't been that jaw-dropping 330-yard passing performance, and they haven't needed it.
No, I mean, he's officially, Santini, 7 of 11 for 110 yards. And I say that very unofficially.
It's 13 to 22 in 2 weeks now.
Yeah, it's efficient. I'll see from the numbers from Mr. Poniwas tomorrow how far off my numbers exactly are, but
you're a math guy.
If you knew how rough
Ron's
fourth period
math guy too.
If you knew how rough fourth period math was today, you wouldn't be trusting my addition right now. Trait class was ineffective.
I got a feeling math was Ron's favorite subject in school too. Sherman carries. Look at him dancing around and keeping the play alive, and another first down for Sherman.
Gain of 17 on that one. Sherman's going to have himself a night now. Sherman and Jones each with a pair of carries and 25 yards each.
Gets out of the arm tackle there nicely. Logan Lewis had him for the moment and then just kept that big frame working. It's the other thing, Brian Cooper said this in the run-up to the season opener as they enter the red zone. Make sure you check out the red zone on Wilmington Road for all your local sporting apparel needs. About the length on this team, too. I mean, they are big and they are tall. They have good wingspan. I mean, you look at a guy like Hamilla, you look at a guy like Miles, they all have length to them. Sherman's another one. They hand it off here on the little jet sweep. Getting twisted around there.
Was that 0 on the carry?
That was, in fact.
And that's Bentley Chesley.
Thank you. Bentley Chesley, his first carry of the season.
How about this? He's the 9th different player tonight, though, to carry the rock for this Spartan team. And I saw that last week and thought, all right, it's because of some garbage time. You're getting some new players in there. A little bit in the same way tonight, but you still had 6 players each with a carry before you had this mass substitution with about 6.5 minutes remaining.
2nd down and 7 for Laurel here. Is at the 11 now, Mohawk. Sherman, Jones up the middle. Jones spun around in the wash once again and tackled inside the 10. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal. Alexander Shivik for Mohawk.
A couple other names I'm seeing out there. I saw Dak Shimrack out there for Mohawk. Ashton Main out there for the Spartans. Chase Bales on the offensive line right now for Laurel as well. Checking in right now is Logan Zerpak. Bringing in the play from the sideline. Under 2 minutes to go in what has been an eye-opener, to say the very least.
Chase Bales, another one of those big guys there. Sherman keeps, and Josh Sherman dives, and he is across the plane for the touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run for Josh Sherman, and that is going to cap it here tonight for Laurel with 1:23 to go.
Six-yard run, Josh Sherman. Get yourself into the box score, young man. Already caught a 6-yard pass, now a 6-yard touchdown keeper. 36-6, Laurel making a statement and then some here tonight, Eric.
That they are, and it's going to be 36 unanswered, at least for now. And think about, you go back to the beginning of this game, James, and the 9-play, 80-yard drive takes up half of the first quarter by Mohawk, and you're thinking, man, this is going to be a good back-and-forth battle. And it's been all Spartans from that point on. And they didn't score until there was 11 minutes to go in the first half. So they went the whole first quarter plus a minute without a point. And then all of a sudden, 36 straight.
They'll get a delay of game here. Oh, by the way, Lucas Santini's passing numbers in the second half, just the 140-yard completion to Hamilla. That's it. I mean, so they've done a bulk of it on the ground, and again, most of it too in the special teams game. I'll keep saying it because, well, partly because Specialty Cookies is right here to my right, but partly because of the fact that they've just been so special in the kicking game. And they'll just take a knee to abort the conversion and keep it as a 36-6 lead with 1:23. Let's sneak in a quick break here, Eric, and we'll be back to wrap it up on the Lawrence County SportsNet powered by LCAP.
Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measle will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
When you're looking for quality concrete services, contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
This has been an absolute dominating performance by Laurel here tonight. Josh Sherman, that last touchdown to make it 36-6. And these, the score's been lopsided, and the stats are equally lopsided here tonight as well.
247 total yards of offense for Laurel, 110 for Mohawk. Only 30 yards of offense in the second half for the Warriors.
And 78 of it, what was it, 78 on the first drive, 80 on the first drive?
Oh, right, yeah, 80 of the 110 coming on, well, officially 76 yards of offense on that first drive as we have touchback number 4 just to wrap up. Well, let's face it, kids, he's getting a shirt tonight, is Tony Geiwitz.
Yeah, they have just, I am, what has impressed me the most, we're going to have a lot to talk about Wednesday night,
yeah,
but
really.
What has impressed me the most with this is the fact that it's, again, not this jaw-dropping offense. This defense, specifically the line, has commanded this game, entirely commanded this game. We gave you the numbers, what they did last year and what they've done the last season as a unit up front, with 236 tackles. But the special teams and defense, I've never seen a game in 26 years of this dominated by special teams and defense like this. If you'd have told me that the offensive numbers were flipped, as Mohawk's going to go back to the ground here again, that's Conti who has the carry for the Warriors as they just play the string out here. If you'd have told me that these numbers were flipped and Laurel had the 100 yards of offense, I still would have believed that this was the score. I mean, that's how dominant their defense and their special teams have been here tonight.
And, yeah, give another shout-out to the guys at the line because they've laid the foundation all day. They are our Doran men in the trenches here today. Don't let just anyone lay the foundation for your home or business. Visit DoranConcrete.com for your free estimate. 30-plus years of experience. They're the team of contractors you want laying the foundation for your next office job.
Under a minute to go. It's about a 22-second difference between the game and the play clock, so Mohawk will have to run at least one more play here tonight. And they will be home next week to take on Shenango as Dak Shimrack is in their quarterback for the Warriors as they play this out. There's one more run again with Conti, and that's going to take us down to 25 seconds. And that should, for all intent and purposes, do it here tonight. Mohawk doesn't seem like they're in any hurry to try to get a playoff. Game's down to 12 seconds, the game clock. Now they hurry up to the line. Trying to get one more playoff here with Shimrack. And this offense, they'll go to the ground one more time with Conti. He will get wrapped up. And Laurel will wrap this one up as they dismantle Mohawk tonight with 36 unanswered points to win this thing in a walk, 36-6. Absolutely unbelievable performance here tonight by this Laurel defense and their special teams. Laurel goes to 2-0. Mohawk falls to 1-1. Laurel on the road next week against Riverside, and Mohawk will be at home to take on Shenango. And what's going to be a pretty big early season Week 3 matchup between two teams that are trying to get it right. Mohawk's going to have to bounce back after getting dominated here tonight. We talked about in the run-up to this game, too, the last 5 games against Mohawk, Laurel averaging 29.6 points a game, 36 tonight. They won for the 4th time in 6 games against Mohawk here in their home field, and they did so in dominating fashion. We'll talk about it on the post-game show, Tri-County Principals Association post-game show. That'll come your way next. We'll take a timeout. Laurel, your winner tonight, 36-6 over Mohawk, and you watched it right here on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and auto to life and commercial insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to mvpins.com or call today to get your free quote.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games. Plus, we highlight the night on the Trib Live Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
Welcome back to Laurel High School. Eric Thomas and James Dotson with you here on the Tri-County Principals Association post-game show. Laurel tonight, 36-6 over Mohawk, a game in which they scored 36, all of them unanswered points from the 11-minute mark of the second quarter right on through the end of the game. A dominating performance by the Laurel defense, a dominating performance by their special teams here tonight. And it looked a little – the score isn't going to indicate – I should say the stats are not going to indicate really how lopsided this game was, because Laurel's offense didn't have to do a whole bunch here tonight. They had great starting field position on almost every drive. You look back at what they did here in the first half. First drive, you know, they go, what, 40, their own 45, the Mohawk 41, their own 31. That's not bad when you consider the grand scheme of things. Mohawk 32, Mohawk 47, and then they capped the game off towards the end there. They had to start at their own 19-yard line. But for the most part, great starting field position for them all night, so their offense didn't have to do a whole ton. Santini was efficient. Nathan Hill was good running the football. But, man, their defense and their special teams completely controlled this game tonight.
I mean, that's putting it very lightly. And you hit the nail on the head, Eric. The numbers in the end, total yards 247 for Laurel versus 118 for Mohawk. It's not going to look that way. Again, 80 of those 118 or whatever was yards for Mohawk came in the first drive of the game. And they were completely shut down for the rest of tonight's competition. And the short fields from turnovers, the short fields from, miscued punts or just good special teams returns, everything was advantage Spartans here tonight. Let's get some individual stats before we look at the final team stats. Lucas Santini, 7 of 11 for a $110 and a touchdown. The catch going to Colton Carlson. 2 catches for 48 yards. He also ran for 21 yards in the contest here tonight as well. Nathan Hill with two rushes on the game, or 2 rushing touchdowns, I should say. 14 attempts for 50 yards for Nathan Hill, his first touchdowns in the last 2 years to lead for the Spartans. Fadden throws for 73 yards, 2 interceptions on the game. He finishes unofficially. I got him for negative 25 rushing yards after the couple of sacks, big losses on those 2 sacks. Cash Stratton, 48 yards in the first half. And, it's definitely deflating when you have a player who goes down with injury. It's a big part of it. Unfortunately, not what you want to see, but it's, you got to end the next man up mentality. And Lucas Stratton did okay, 9 carries for 18 yards in his work in the second half. But again, when you're held just 38 yards of offense in the second half, Eric, there's not much that you're going to be able to do. And I think the kickoff return for a touchdown right away in the second half is what was kind of, really deflated the balloon right away.
Yeah, that was a complete backbreaker. We have watched this Mohawk team. You've seen them obviously longer than I have, but in the short time that I've been with you guys, my 3rd season here, I've noticed one thing about this Mohawk team, and we have talked so much about the quarterback play with Jay Rona, and then it leads into Bobby Fadden last season as a starter. And Bobby Fadden's been fantastic as a quarterback. I'm honestly surprised that he's been as good as he has been as a starting quarterback, given what they had to replace with Jay. This team in 2020 averaged 86 yards rushing a game. Then they jumped up to 145 and 21. Then they regressed a little bit to 101 and 22. Then it was 128 and 23. They jumped almost 60 yards in terms of rushing from 23 to 24. If you don't think this Mohawk team is a team that needs to run the football to basically control a game, they need to run the ball to set their passing offense up. And I don't know that right now they have a number 1 wide receiver. I think they have a surefire number 1 running back if he's healthy. But this team has to run the football. And if you're getting 43 yards tonight, you are not winning any games that you're in. I mean, these numbers that they have done the last week, again, we talked so much about the quarterback play, but 172 yards of rushing offense last season, 222 in week 0 this week. They go to 43.
43 rushing yards tonight. And again, the sacks definitely didn't help those numbers at all. But the main thing that really sticks out to me, too, is Joey Nail was absolutely phenomenal last week, what he did. He was incredible, absolutely incredible in terms of making the big plays, the big catches. He had one early. He had a catch in the second half as well. But he was pretty quiet tonight on both sides of the football.
And one catch over the middle, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, and where was that? They found that seam, and then you really didn't see it the rest of the game either. So, again, you're going to find a lot of things on tape, and big credit to the Laurel defense. Again, when Nathan Hill moved in a little bit on defense as a kind of a shutdown corner, the main shutdown corner tonight, and shut down everything. Talk about a do-everything type of performance from Tony Geiwitz here this evening. I mean, let's just get right into it. He's going to be your MVP Insurance MVP of the game. 4 touchbacks from the kickoffs. Okay, that doesn't say much, but that's really big in terms of field position. He boots a 39-yard field goal late in the first half. Gives your team a 2-score lead going into the halftime break. Oh, and he gets 2 big interceptions defensively as well. So no doubt about it, Tony Geiwitz is your MVP Insurance MVP of the game. He just got a customized T-shirt, courtesy of the Red Zone, in recognition of being tonight's MVP of the game. You can view the full list of game MVPs at lcsportsnet.com. Click on awards. Congratulations, Mr. Tony Geiwitz. 2 picks and a 39-yard field goal for your MVP Insurance MVP of the game. Call MVP for the win. And again, that's a testament to the special teams being so special here this evening.
Yeah, they were fantastic, and I'm going to, I guess, wager that our play of the game is going to be the kickoff return.
Yes.
Why not just keep it in the house with special teams?
Yep.
Braden Faulkner's kickoff return to open the third quarter, 92 yards. And we said it right before the half that Mohawk had gone down 16-6, that late touchdown drive by Laurel at the end of the first half. And then instead of just coming out and asserting their offense in the second half, they come out and they just, okay, here's 92 yards on a kickoff return. And for really all intent and purposes at 23-6, that this game was over at that point. That Mohawk just couldn't find any life, and they were never able to get on track. And, now they got to go back to the drawing board and figure out. The theme for me in week 0 was everybody's overreacting too much to things. And I think now that you got 2 games under your belt, you can start to look at what some of these teams are doing and maybe separate them a little bit. This Laurel team is the favorite in the Big 7.
Yes.
I am okay saying that right now. And their defense, if they stay healthy, is going to be almost impossible to do anything against. You're going to have like a 500-yard type offense to do anything against them. It's going to be tough for them in the playoffs when they get to Clareton or Fort Cherry, or maybe a rematch with like a Neshannock somewhere down the line, or possibly – a Jeanette.
You're at Canevin next week, Eric. I mean, that's going to be another great test and a great judgment of where this team's going to be. Or that's 2 weeks from now, excuse me. Riverside and then Canevin. But
this team just is right now playing with a focus that they didn't a year ago have. And I think it really tells you what Nathan Hill's injury did to them mentally coming into the season, because I feel like they thought they could have this type of start last year where they looked this good. And instead, they had to get hot late in the middle of the year, and then they kind of flamed out a little bit against Neshannock, and then, Cal beat them in the playoffs. But I'm not right now not betting against this team anywhere anytime soon.
No, not at all. And let's give an official, by the way, the Made the Chiropractic play of the game, Braden Faulkner, for that kickoff return, 92 yards to start the second half. He gets his customized T-shirt as well, courtesy of the Red Zone, for being today's play of the game, and we'll certainly have video of that and a couple of those Geiwitz picks on social media. And again, the full list at lcsportsnet.com. Congratulations to Braden Faulkner, and Made the Chiropractic play of the game. Not only kept the team in the game, but certainly put that one away for the Spartans. Again, shout out MVP Insurance for the other special teamer, the MVP of the game, to Tony Geiwitz. Yeah, you double up on the offense. It's the defense and special teams that really stands out here tonight for the Spartans. They're 2-0, and Riverside next week, and then, another big non-conference against Canevin that's going to be very telling, again, of what this team can potentially be.
Yeah, I get on the bus now with this team. Let's get on the bus now with this team for sure, because they're going to be a tough out the rest of the way. A couple things coming up here later tonight. You're going to do the Trib Live High School Sports scoreboard show with Don Rebel, so you can tune into that.
Just after 10 o'clock probably I'll be on, and you can get all the scores and recaps there.
And a good one going on right now down in Pittsburgh if you want to flip over after we're done here. Pine Richland and Central Catholic is 21-20, and it just started the third quarter. That game's on WPNT down in the Pittsburgh region. You can stream that on their website, I believe, as well. So if you're interested in that game, you can throw that on. Our friends there at PNT are doing that one as part of Friday Night Rivals. So that's a good one. We got this on. We got it on in the box right now to watch it.
Yeah, and you got all the other county scores going across the bottom line. Big thanks, Tweety Bird, getting us all those scores. Darren Steele up in the Mercer County area helping out with some scores as well as they're going on. Make sure you stay tuned on our social media. Again, next week we'll see both of these teams. Mohawk hosting Shenango. They'll look to bounce back. Laurel traveling to Riverside. So we'll go on our road trip down to the Beaver County for that one with a new Tri-County Cup coming up. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Stay tuned for that one. But 36-6, a 30-point victory here tonight for the Spartans at home on Military Appreciation Night. We're appreciative of the special teams. It was a fun night all around here if you're a Spartan fan.
And don't forget Wednesday night, our preview show, 7 o'clock, YouTube channel. You can catch that on X as well. And also the website, the Lawrence County Sports Network website. James and I'll be live in studio for the Week 2, quote-unquote, Week 2 preview show. And, man, we're going to have a lot to talk about on Wednesday night, so we hope you tune in for that one. And, if you really want to, I mean, if you want to get crazy, send in some questions over X or whatever. We'll take some questions maybe about some of these teams, too. You can tweet the show while we're on live on the air. And there's going to be a lot to break down. Tough loss for Newcastle tonight. Neshannock gets right. Mohawk has Laurel just looks great. Mohawk not able to find any offense here tonight. Shenango struggling again tonight against Elwood City, and Elwood City gets right. So a lot to talk about, and that Wilmington-Hubbard game is still going on, too, and that was a close game when we last heard there. So maybe Wilmington, the Greyhounds, can hang on and win that one. That would be a big-time feather in their cap for a team I think that's going to go very far this season. So still a lot of football left.
Yes.
Let's not completely overreact, but I think you're starting to see some signs of what's to come here the rest of the next
We've gone
8
from
weeks.
overreaction Wednesday to the trend zone of getting through 2 games. So more trends coming up next week. Big thanks to our crew again, Garrett Dolan, Ash Pistachio on the cameras, Rob Nattel, the cooler Rob, at least tonight. Only because there was no Newcastle home game. So the cooler Rob Nattel producing with Jacob Walzer. Big thanks to all them and the entire crew here again. Laurel, always great hospitality when we come to Mohawk and Laurel each and every time. They're class acts always. Coach Locke, Glory Heights and company. Great stuff here as always.
All right, we'll talk to you Wednesday night for our preview show, and then we'll see you back here next Friday night for the 3rd game of the season. And, again, we'll have Mohawk hosting Shenango and Laurel. This Laurel team will be on the road at Riverside. Both pregame shows start at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock from the respective sites. And Wednesday night live in studio, James and I will have your preview to get you set for Week 2 of high school football season. We hope you have a great Labor Day weekend. Enjoy the college football and digest it all because there's a lot to go over on Wednesday night. We'll be back with you then. We'll talk to you then. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.